Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday where we get into a juicy reading, a juicy topic. We share energies, we look into each other's lives. So, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Noir said, because Friday the 13th, and we appreciate your dedication to uncovering the truth for us. I didn't even know it was Friday the 13th. So I'm recording this on Friday the 13th, if that means something to you. And she gave me 1313. And thank you so much to the Bayou, always supporting. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. Today we are doing what blessings are incoming for you. I debated whether or not I should save this until the new year because we're just like getting really close to the end of the year. But honestly, I just always go with my intuition, and I felt like we needed to know what blessings were coming in now. So of course, as per usual, be drawn into however many piles you want to be drawn into, or I guess not that you want to be, but that you are drawn into. This is a really interesting setup today. Okay, we've got this anchor card. So the anchor card's not a choice, but it's just like a common energy that's going into all of the piles. And we have the flame here, which is it's an interesting energy every time it comes out. And then look at this pile selection, okay? So see the flame, and then look at the piles. It looks a flame, does it not? Like, isn't that crazy? So like the flame is the base energy, and then you've got like all this fiery energy in these three piles. Alex noticed that. Alex was telling me that, and I was like, whoa, that is really interesting. So
I promise I didn't cheat.
Yeah, he never cheats. He always just like, we shuffle the cards like to get the piles. So this is what came out. So yeah, so these are your choices. Pile number 1 is the vow. Pile number 2 is the womb. And pile number 3 is the threshold. So that's the order they go in. I'll put that up in case you need a moment in time to look at these. If not, now's a good time to just, as they say, one full breath is a meditation. So I like to put my hands over my heart and close my eyes, turn the gaze inward, and just allow all of your energy to drop. I like to take one full breath and then just let the energy just drop. And if you need to do that a couple more times, because I find that de-stresses me, or you could do the 4 count breathing, if that's resonating with anybody, where you breathe in for 4 counts, you hold for 4 counts, and you breathe out. So that's another good one. I don't know why I felt the need to mention it. And then I like to just let my own breath peter out into whatever is natural and just settle into that kind of groove and that space, and just try to connect with the part of me that is the observer energy, the part of me that is deeper than my name and my social security number and whatever I'm worried about at this current time, all of that good stuff. Just tap into that part of me that remembers, that part of me that knows why I'm here, and for what possible reason that could be. I'm kidding, sort of. And whenever you feel like you're there, just open your eyes and be drawn into whatever pile or piles you are drawn into, keeping in mind that, to me, I feel like everything that occurs in a tarot reading is sacred and can be important in a way that doesn't take from you, in a way that doesn't make you paranoid or anything like that. But just if something speaks to you, the way that you get drawn into a pile, it might be informing you how your intuition is moving today, or just how it works overall. And it can be a clarifying message in and of itself. So all right. With that being said, let's dive right into pile number 1. All right. Pile number 1. Here we come. Okay, I just felt called to ask what is pile number 1 leaving behind for good? So I feel, okay, yeah, there was definitely a painful ending here. Because sometimes blessings are not like just what we are gaining. Sometimes blessings can be in the form of what we are losing. And for some of you, it's a relationship, it's a person here. And this was some kind of painful ending, or it's like the knowledge, the recognition that you were like hurt, harmed, gossiped about, something here like that. But also the 10 of Swords for me is Sun in Gemini energy. So I think there was something very integrating about this experience, because Sun in Gemini is a sun that is split in 2. And I think that you could have had like a very extreme experience or something. And this could be overall in your life, or this could be with a particular person, or just if for some of you, I feel like this could even be within yourself, where it's like you were showing up one way in one group and you were showing up over here in another group, and you've put that to bed because I feel like there could have been some kind of harm, or there could have been some kind of painful ending caused to somebody here in this Gemini energy, and you're putting that to bed. So regardless of which way this energy goes, I feel like you're putting that to bed and you're becoming more integrated as a person. But there is a painful ending here. So I'm just going to continue asking that question. What is it that pile number 1 is leaving behind? I feel like it's a negative group, actually, some kind of nasty group, or possibly maybe even a negative relationship or a negative approach to relationships. And I go into the anchor card here, like in my mind with this flame energy, where I just heard that's a flame and it never goes out, like Bridget, the flame that, the eternal flame. So the beginning of May could also be important. We are getting ready to hit that new year energy, but it's like the eternal flame. It is spring kind of energy. Spring has sprung, but I feel like possibly... So this could be a blessing that unfolds where you're leaving something behind and possibly you're spending some time alone in that hermit energy, because this to me looks very like contained and like prayerful or meditative in something here. And yeah, you could be leaving something behind, maybe even something traditional. You're leaving something here behind, but I also feel like this could be some kind of negative group, some kind of negative group. And I'm also noticing in this vow card, see all like, to me, it looks like mini moons, like up there, but it's like the dark side of the moon. So people who were maybe, I'm hearing like not showing their toxicity or something here like that. And there's been an answer to a prayer. I just heard like a hawk or something, like make a caw sound in my mind, but it was this like peaceful dove energy, this peaceful bird. Thank you so much, Tasha Vlan Diablo, always giving to the channel as well. Thank you for all your time and energy put into these, per usual. Yes, you're welcome. So yeah, I feel like also hanging out with this group has really been blocking your solar plexus chakra, and perhaps it has put some kind of blockage into you shining that sun energy. There's a lot of sun energy coming through. I just feel like you're going to be more and more yourself. So anything else that you want to say, Spirit, about what somebody is leaving behind here? And then we're going to move into what blessings like this is actually bringing in for you. I just heard cleaning house. I feel like there's some kind of energetic sweep, and it feels like you've been going through this, whatever this is. And look, the Hermit card just came out. So, okay. That's interesting because it came up for what it is that you're leaving behind. But I also feel like it's a process as well, like that is being utilized to help you leave behind this group. So you're getting more and more comfortable in your own energy, because I think that you were around a group of people, or the way that you were approaching your life, like where you could only be like half of yourself, you know. I just heard the song Half of My Heart by John Mayer. Okay, because there's something here that's blocking, because he's talking about just only giving her half of his heart. So there's something here that was like blocking some kind of relationship status. So, okay. And I'm kind of getting that this is with this moon energy, okay, because the moon has many lovers and like jumps from house to house, spends one night in each of the houses kind of a thing. And so either you are leaving this kind of behavior behind because it's leaving you feeling empty and lonely, and you can really only give half of your heart. The other half of his heart is the part of a man who's never truly loved anything. Or this is the kind of person that you're leaving behind, where this person was not showing up for you. They were being two-faced. They were in and out with other people, and they could only ever give you half of their heart, and you were settling for that, and you're leaving that behind. And you're learning how to be alone, how to withdraw your energy, how to feel contented in that space as a part of the cleansing process. And then I feel like it is bringing in this vow energy. So I kind of feel like I'm jumping the gun here, but with this Fool energy, you're jumping into some kind of new experience, and look at all of the yellow. Look at all the yellow that's coming through. It's like you can finally trust your gut is what I'm getting, because something about this was like causing this like push-pull energy, this competition energy. This is internal and external, either being wrapped up with a person like this, or a group like this, or you being involved in that kind of behavior. It started a confusion with your own intuition, where you felt this kind of push-pull. And I think this is externally and internally. And I don't think you quite realized how much of it you were manifesting yourself, like how much of it you were giving rise to or colluding with, if you were with a person like this that was kind of dragging this energy into your life. And it was really cutting out your joy, your happiness, your clarity. I think it was undercutting your philosophies. And so you couldn't manifest yourself fully into the world. And I don't think you fully understood that, but it seems like you have some kind of full grasp and understanding of like, I need to be total in what I do. And that's how I'm going to get my happy life. It's not trying to take a little piece of every pie. I feel like that just leaves you feeling scattered in your time and your energy, and you are getting rid of that and you're stepping into some kind of new experience. But it is after a period of like the Hanged Man, and that brings up this like Virgo Pisces axis, which is the victim and the martyr axis. And so you're going to stop like victimizing others or being victimized and feeling like you've just got to martyr yourself on that hill or something here like that. Look at all this sun energy. There's clarity, there's happiness, there's joy, and there's definitely a happy, fully joyous connection that is coming in on the back of this. And it could be as a result of like prayer, of like asking somebody not to go. Maybe somebody, it could be that somebody's coming back around who's doing this for you as well. But I wouldn't hold your breath, because you can't control other people, and it's so easy to be tricked by other people as well. So I don't know. But let's just see what blessing. Okay, well, actually, I just want to say, like, what else are you leaving behind? I feel like you're leaving a lot behind is what I'm getting. Oh, the spring thing with Bridget the Eternal Flame, because I just heard spring cleaning. But it feels ironic. It feels like spring cleaning in the winter, but it's like springtime in your soul or something like that. But it's like an auric field kind of cleanse or something. Some of you have been doing energy work. Okay, they want me to call that out specifically. Some of you have been doing some kind of energy work. You've been doing maybe candle work. You've been doing spell work. Or, you know, even with the flame, like sage, you know, or something here. That's what it feels like, clearing the air. You've been doing some kind of energy work to actually remove this energy. This feels specific to the auric field. And that and also your home is what I'm getting as well. And by the way, all those energies are being removed from you. Like I feel like you've had some hangers on. I don't want to scare you, but there's been like some entities maybe, or just negative energy that's been like gunked up around you because of the company that you were keeping, and because of like even who was in your house or something like that. But I feel like you've gotten into a good rhythm of like cleansing your space, or like getting rid of the people that are kind of dragging that in, you know, kind of a thing. Or maybe some of you are going through this with a group or with a best friend or something. And you guys are just purging of negative energies. Okay. Anything else that they're leaving behind? Okay. Now actually I'm feeling the energy start to tip. Okay. So this is the blessing. I feel like this is like a long-term blessing where it's like, first it started out with the cleansing. So you could kind of get rid of the negative stuff so that you could stabilize your energy and then have the positive stuff. So this is like an a very merry on birthday, you know, an uncurring. And that reminds me of that Remy quote that says the highest form of learning is unlearning. So I also feel like you're unlearning certain bad habits or things that being around this certain negative with the moon, it's like negative family. It could be negative nurturing kind of figures that they've brought into your life. And that kind of brings up a codependent energy, because it's like you're accepting the nurturing from those people because maybe you don't think that you can get it anywhere else. But then with the negative nurturing, it's like it brings in a whole host. There it is again, that word host. It's like a host to some kind of negative energy, right? Where somebody was like feeding off of you by keeping you split, or by not ever fully giving you what it is that you wanted. I feel like you're purging. There's definitely a huge purge, and you're going to feel like happy. So then it feels like the energy is kind of like teetering now. So give me some information about that. What's the energy teetering to? Oh my gosh, the Hermit. This reading is sponsored by the Hermit. Okay, the interesting thing is I kept seeing the Seven of Wands whenever I was shuffling this, and then it gave way to the Six of Wands here as well. But the Seven of Wands is like a really defensive energy. So I feel like maybe it's either you're dealing with people like this or a person like this, or like you yourself. It's like you're no longer being defensive and you want your victory. And so that defensiveness is instead giving way to this Hermit energy that's saying like, well, wait a second, you know, maybe I'm not getting these outcomes. Maybe they have a point, or maybe it's like you're softening in your energy in some kind of way, in a way that's helpful. I just heard in a way that is unique to you, and it's leading you to some kind of victory. But the Six of Wands is somebody that's on the road to victory. Like they haven't had it yet. But so this is the blessing, is like, is your progress. Like I feel like you're going to feel the wind being in your sails. And I think that you're going to actually be surprised how satisfying that alone is. Like how sad, you know, the ends and the means are one. The journey and the destination are one. I think you're genuinely going to take pleasure in the journey, in the little milestones. And I think you're going to know, if you ever catch yourself doing that, kind of smiling to yourself, getting like a small, not even small, like gaining satisfaction about like making actual progress where you're like, I did that, you know? And it's not that somebody, like the things Western society tells us, like, oh, I got $100 million in my bank account. You know, it's like, actually what's bringing you satisfaction is like, I did that. Like I turned that around. Like, hey, I'm no longer this person. I'm this other kind of person. Like that is when you've known you made a huge amount of progress internally. Cause this is like hermit energy. This is internally. It's a huge amount of progress. It's that energy below the iceberg that matters. That's what you're doing. Like you're gaining that. And you're also so happy with that. And it's leading you somewhere. It's genuinely leading you somewhere. Yeah. And it's tipping out like the scales of justice with some kind of painful energy. So some of you really are making a decision to get rid of people and that are not being fair to you. They're not giving to you. And so you're going to put blocks up. You're going to stop the communication. You're going to stop the shenanigans. You're really saying like nothing other than fairness, nothing other than equality, equal give and take, you understanding me, like I can't do this anymore. This is so good and it's bringing you in like a healthier connection. It's leading you. Some of you are literally leaving behind some kind of space here as well. Like some kind of place. Okay, what other blessings are coming in? What else? What else, Spirit? Because I feel like we're going on a journey here with this one. Wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment. Look at all the yellow. Look at all those chickens. Oh my gosh, the King of Cups. I really think this is leading to some kind of union. Yeah, and for some of you, I think for some of you, it's like you are turning the corner in maturity because I just heard, I won't hurt you, that man is gone, which is a quote from an Ingram Hill song. That man is gone. Like I've taken care of him. You don't need to take care of him. It's ridiculous that you should have ever been asked to take care of him. I've dealt with him. He's gone. And now I'm the King of Cups. That's for some of you. But for others of you, you're leaving behind like an F-boy or somebody that could only ever give you half of their heart, was yanking you around, was prioritizing everybody and their mother before you and before themselves really, because they were refusing to be total. They were choosing to live a double life. That's what they labeled as winning. But really they just split their energy. And they could never, that kind of person can never please anyone that they're dealing with, because the people that they're like, oh, I'm this kind of way, then they find out they're hanging out with this kind of person. And they're like, wait a second, what? And then the person that they're like, oh, I'm this kind of way, then they find out that they're over here. And then they just tank their whole life that way because they're just not real. And so in some shape or form, you're leaving this behind. There is some kind of spiritual inheritance that's coming through here as well, but it's also needed to be defended, whatever this is. And this is step one in defending it, is just not keeping these negative people around, because they really were a threat to you. I heard they're a threat to your sovereignty, to you being able to just navigate the world the way that you want to. And they're a threat to your confidence is really what I'm getting. They could have been like confidence artists. Somebody here that you were a wish fulfillment to them, but they could have drank a lot and they were in the bar and there was a lot that they were hiding. It's like you are getting rid of that person. But yeah, you can finally defend this because your solar plexus chakra feels like it's very much coming back online, is what I'm hearing, back online. So you're getting your solar plexus back. You're getting your confidence. You're going to be able to walk into the room, is what I'm hearing, like just to walk into the room. So I don't know if there's a space that you've been trying to get into or like hold your own in, but I feel like you're going to be able to do that. There's a lot of stability that's coming in off the back of this. So they're saying you're learning a lot, that there's something here about stability, earthly stability, and the truth about it and what needed, like there was something that was just a functioning dysfunction. It was split. So this somehow ties into earth, like material stuff, because notice how yellow the pentacles are in this particular deck. And I kept seeing the Queen of Pentacles, but I just lost her. So, but yeah, I feel like you're growing into the Queen of Pentacles, but it's like that stability. There's somehow tying this in with your solar plexus chakra. Like you had to be able to defend this from, yeah. Okay. And it has to do with being able to trust your intuition. But also to be able to take risks and stuff. But if you have shit people around you, then you end up feeling shame and you end up feeling bad because you took a risk or you trusted somebody or you let your guard down and that person ended up showing their true colors. But you don't have those kind of people, or you've cleared out the snakes, is what I'm getting. And that's a real blessing for you. And there's also that saying that if you want to know what your future holds, look at the 5 closest people to you, like the people that you hold most dear. Like look at those people, look what they're feeding into your mind every day. Look at the kind of conversations that you have, the kind of people that they're around, And so I feel like you have a higher standard at the very least. Even if you're just kind of doing the clean sweep right now, you have a higher standard for yourself. And that is going to bring in some kind of blessings as well. So what kind of blessing is coming in? There's Ace of Wands energy that's coming through here, like some kind of passionate, creative new idea. But there's a timing thing with this. Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Got all the regular people showing up here. Solar plexus following the yellow brick road. Big loves and thanks. Interesting. Yes, following the yellow brick road with all this yellow. But there is this Ace of Wands energy, but it feels to me like it couldn't come in. It wasn't safe to come in. Like when you had all these negative people around you, these two-faced kind of people, and you were stuck being confused as to why like certain outcomes were happening. But so now that you're clearing that out, I do think this is ultimately leading to an Ace of Wands. And I go back to like end of April, beginning of May time period. Afra Glenn, thank you so much. Jess, you're one of the blessings. Thank you so much for gratitude. Thank you for saying that. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, so judgment energy. Also, another blessing is that certain secrets are going to be getting revealed. Things that were hidden from view because you're cutting ties with these people. I think you're going to start to find out more about them, or like you're going to be confirmed in like your decision. As you're doing that, you're going to have like, I don't know if it's realizations or you're just going to hear certain things about certain people that you maybe suspected, or you knew something was off, but you didn't know what it was. It's all the dirty laundry is going to be getting aired out. And I'm literally seeing them like take a giant rug out on and like hang it on the line and just kind of like start beating it with the broom to get all the dust out. Like that's what it feels like. This is a spring cleaning, and they're showing me like, oh my gosh, they're showing me like you're a house. And this reminds me of the song Mansion by NF. And so it's such an emotional song, but he describes like his ABUSE as a child, but in his home, like kind of going and clearing out the rooms, like letting go of the memories kind of thing. That's what I feel like you're doing. And you're cleaning out all the stuff before you bring it back into the home. But there's a period of judgment, and there is some kind of transformation that's going on. This is like definitely you doing your shadow work and realizing that you can do it and that you are very skillful. That's another thing. I feel like with your confidence being blocked because of the negative people who are around you, and I think these people could have really knocked your confidence, and they could have made you feel like you couldn't do things, or that's what I'm getting. Like they made you feel like you weren't skillful, but they were really like manipulating, trying to get you to feel that way. Ew, I'm kind of getting like they would manipulate you, and then they would kind of watch you to see if you were affected by like what they said. And they wanted you in this energy. They wanted you in poverty. They wanted you blocking yourself. They wanted you afraid. They wanted you afraid to create on some level. And I feel like this is probably jealousy. So these people are going to be receiving their karmas for breaking your heart. These were karmic contracts though. I kind of feel like on some level, I don't want to say you needed this experience, but I feel like this actually had the opposite effect. Like I think that, yeah, you might have been like kind of, pulled back there for a while, but it actually made you go this. It made you go hermit mode, and it made you realize that this isn't what you want. And you, I think, cut ties with a lot of karmics in this lifetime, or you have been doing the work and you're actually going to do that, and it's benefiting you so much. I feel like a boon energy is coming in. But I feel like they're going to have to go through, I don't know if this is like their own betrayal, their own heartbreak, but I feel like their own karmic is going to come in that they're going to be tied to for a very long period of time. And there's going to be judgment on that situation. Okay, so what blessings are coming in for you? I feel like part of your blessing is that you're out of the mess, the BS, the nonsense. So this group that you cut yourself away from actually might have already been signed up to do karma at this current time. Like they had a lot of time to come to terms with what they were doing, to make right, to apologize, to change their behavior. And like the time is kind of now, but you've cut away from this group. So I think a part of it is just that you are like elevated and you're away from this. Like you're kind of spared from whatever is like going on here. That's another blessing. And that's a blessing you wouldn't know about unless you were told about it too, because it wouldn't necessarily be showing up in your life. It just like wouldn't happen, but you wouldn't know that it didn't happen because it just didn't happen. It's like something here like that. Yes, look, you're just balancing out and you're gaining. You've actually been so fruitful with with whatever has been put on your plate in this lifetime. You have been so fruitful with that. Your guides and they're very proud of you. They're very proud of you. I feel like this temperance energy comes after the death card, which again, I feel like I'm seeing you move from Anyarada, which is the middle of Scorpio, which is abusive relationships. I'm getting chills. I'm getting goosebumps. And Anyarada has immense strength and always pulls themselves up out of it. So you were doing that. You were always pulling yourself up out of it. You get knocked down, but you get up again. You're never going to keep you down. And then you move to Jesha, where I feel like you could have been working hard, but maybe not getting a lot of recognition. You could have had to be like working hard hours and things like that. And now you finally worked up to cutting ties. So for some of you, it's like you're leaving behind a job or some place where there's just a gaggle of idiots is what I'm hearing. And you were somehow a wish fulfillment for them, I think on a spiritual level. And I think that you were like peace. I'm hearing like peace be with you and also with you. You were peace. Oh, and then I just saw the white buffalo woman, the peace bringer woman. But now you are tempering out after this and they can't win. So your enemies are being like pushed back away from you. I feel like there was a karmic testing period where these people were allowed to do, to show themselves, to show who they really are. They get to make their decisions, their behavior is their own, etc. That period is now over, and I feel like they can't win. They've been sneaking around. They're used to having some kind of hidden strength, which is maybe this double life, but look, you're protected. You're closing out this cycle. This is big. This is really big. So I feel like it's just not having a certain type of person around you in mass. And so it's actually, I feel like I can't even explain in words how much of a benefit this actually is. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I'm also seeing this masculine hand, like trying to pull her hands apart. Again, it's that split energy, trying to split you in order to like get close to you, but you're not falling for the bait anymore. I feel like you've really been praying and you're being released from something. Okay, anything else? What blessings are coming in here for pile number 1? I feel like people are going to be very gobsmacked about you. Like, I feel like you're just in a new vibe, a new energy. This is the kind of thing, though, where I feel like you've been in it. You've been in this hermit mode, or you will, because there's a process to this, and I can't tell where you're at, but it's unfolding, where people are just going to be like gobsmacked because I feel like you're in an entirely different energy, and it might be the thing where you're like the last person to realize it because you've just been focusing so much on what it is that you're doing that you're just going to kind of emerge, or that's what it's going to feel like to other people, but I don't think you realize that other people are having that experience. Some people might catch on a little late that you're completely done with them and then just be kind of like gobsmacked, and then they want to like ride towards you. You're going to start getting the best of people, actually. And I think that it's like spirit made you the egg, okay? Just follow me with this example. It's like spirit made you the egg, spirit made you the ovum. And then these people are like, better get my shit together so that I'm the first sperm there, you know? It's like that. So I think you've actually inspired people to get their shit together and then to approach you and their 6 of Wands energy. You are inspiring the people that suck around you to get their shit together and to actually be a good person and to actually have something to show for themselves and to not dick off and to not waste their time, and also to redefine what they think is cool and what they think is successful and what they want for themselves. You're actually stirring this up in people, so you're going to start to get the best of people. And it's up to you whether or not you want to entertain them or whether you don't, whether you want to take them back or whether you just like to move on and find something new. So they're putting you in the driver's seat. You actually have quite a bit of power here. But when these idiots from your past like come back around, I think that they're going to be on their best behavior. They want a victory. And yeah. They want to send you a message. They've been watching you, or they will be watching, because like there's this emergence kind of energy. So it could be that people are talking about you, and I think that might mirror some shit from your past, because I do read your cards and I've read it for a minute, right? So usually we hear about people having some mess to say about you behind their back, but now I feel like people are like, did you see the new energy that pile number went in? Did you see what they said? Did you see what they wore at this? Did you see this? And all of a sudden it's like shocking, like awareness stuff where they have to give you your flowers. They have to give you your props. And that's when they're like, maybe I don't want to be a piece of shit anymore. Maybe it doesn't actually, maybe it's not actually worth it, And then, I don't know what thought I was gaining rolling around in this mud pit with all these pigs, and they're going to start bringing their best self to you. Yeah, they're going to start carrying because I just remember I saw the 5 of Swords, and now there's 7 of Swords. They're sneakily actually trying to deal with their 5 swords. And they're like, ugh, I don't know where I learned this from. Who did I pick that up from? Mom or dad? Or and they're going to actually be dealing with it because they don't want you to block them off anymore. They realize that they took you for granted. So people they're going to be sad. People are actually going to be sad that they missed you. And I think that they're going to be trying, at the very least, they're going to be working on being able to make their amends, being able to make things right with you, karmically speaking. You actually I'm literally seeing like a tidal movement where, I don't know, it's like you created this like zoom, like you took your power back and it just zoom, and the tides that were all like rushing away from you are now trying to rush back towards you, kind of thing. Like you've reversed the flow somehow. Also, I'm hearing back flush or something, like back flush the pipes, when you cleared out. I don't know what that means, but Alex said that word to me this week, okay? He back flushed something and it was helpful. And that's the energy that I'm getting for you.
Glad I can help.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, there's also somebody that thinks you're really pretty. And this person is maybe very interesting. And I feel like okay, so I have this energy over here. This is the energy for this weekend because also I'm doing a live stream tomorrow for Patreon. Shout out to my folks over there. We're doing a live stream instead of the pre-recorded video. I forgot to mention that at the front of the reading, but we're going to do that because this is the one where I thought that would be more helpful for. I'm sorry, real quick. It's the debrief the year with your guides one. And I just think that it's going to be better. So this is like the kind of like the anchor card for me, but like just for the whole reading, this one came out. So I feel like though this person that is like your wish fulfillment and thinks that you're really pretty, I'm literally getting that. Like, I think this person they feel warm inside whenever they see you. And this person just unashamedly likes you. Like, this person is just like, you're so cute. You're so fun. You're so sweet. Like, on the inside, like, you make them really, really happy. And I think they have a lot of friends, but I think this person's already like a starborn. Like, they're a different kind of energy and they like cracked from this egg already. And then they're going to be born in their like uniqueness. And then they're going to come to you and there's going to be this like really happy partnership. And I think there's something energetically about you saying no to the losers and like this person being like, that's mine. I'm coming in. Yeah. And then somebody here has a nasty attitude, and I think somebody here is getting their karma, and their karma is that they were King of Swords to you. They were very cold, or they were very observant. They didn't lead with their heart towards you. They didn't leave something that they needed to leave in time. They didn't make a decision. They were that two-faced kind of energy, and this person's going to have to look how mad he looks. I think this is the deck where all the court cards look angry. Oh, no, this isn't that one. But he looks angry. And also with like this wheat that he has, it tells me this guy's trying to act like he's healthy, but he's like staring you down or whatever and just looking at you being happy. Look, we've got happy freaking marriages. Happy marriages. Yes. This is what we like to see. We just have happy marriages coming through here. And look, somebody here is like looking at that, but then they're like, okay, well, something needs to change because I've been investing in lack mentality and lack people and lack. I feel like somebody, like their ventures are not coming up well. And look, then I just heard they're going to turn that frown upside down. They're going to have this like page energy. But I feel like this person, look, they've built themselves up to a king in the air suit, but they're starting off with their pentacle suit and they're starting as a page. So they need to start over and they need to start like at the base. And this is part of this person being encouraged to like move towards you. Somebody's coming towards you. I keep looking down at this guy and he's like, hey. And I feel like this is this person coming in. He just look at the blush. Look at the blush. Maybe he has like nice blushy cheeks, you know, not because he's wearing makeup, but just like, you know what that looks like kind of thing. Like maybe he's got that. I don't know. But look with the chariot, like wanting to move forward. I feel like this person is noble. This person is chivalrous. This person trusted the wrong person in the past. They trusted their own Knight of Rods. So take that, whatever. It could have been a guy, like a friend that led them astray. It could have been they were in a relationship with an F-boy or an F-girl themselves. But I think they have like a solid energy in their background, like with a mom or something. And they're getting their ducks in a row to have a victory with you. And I feel like this is a person who like is going to see you and they're going to be like, I really like them. And then they're going to actually get a move on it. They're in a healthy, I feel like this is a complete reversal of all the negative things. So you're getting happy gossip about you. And this person is going to be sneaking around, but they're getting their ducks in a row. This person, and it's quick. Like this person is not like, why don't I drag my feet for 10 years and see if she likes that? This person is like, shit is going to be together. I'm not wasting this opportunity. This is a great person. And that's what I want. This is the thing that I want for myself. And so they're going to do it and they're going to get their shit together. And then this person's going to be like, hey, they might not say a lot. This person might be kind of, I think they just like you. I think that they like to be around you and they like to look at you. I just heard, I like when you talk. I just like when you talk. See how I'm like cheesing? Like, oh, I feel like this person's going to make me feel like, oh, stop. You know? Yeah, this is great. This is great. And I feel like you might have like some time with this person where it's like just the two of you in the love cocoon, you know? yeah, I feel like this is going to be really healthy. This is what you want. This is like that slow build where you kind of like start talking and you realize that your ships have come in with this person. Like you're going to start having conversations and then you're just going to be like, oh, me too. I think the exact same thing. And you're just going to keep having that moment. And then you're just going to be like, oh, are you the answer to my prayers? And I like looking at him. Tomas, thank you so much for the super chat. Love, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. So, and I do feel like literally I read that it says love and then it's all like that pink energy and then the Knight of Cups came out. And so I feel like this is like, it's going to be romantic, I think. Even if like this person you guys might not actually go out all that much, for whatever reason. I feel like you're in the love bubble with this person. Yeah. And yeah, there's some kind of like, I get this all the time. And if you watch my live streams, especially pile number 3, for whatever reason, it's like as soon as you move on, I feel like you might receive a message from like whoever this past person is. And it's going to be like this tower moment. I think that they want you to break up with this other person so that you go back with them. But you guys already know where I stand on that. I remember a message came out not too long ago where it was like, if you're moving away from this other person, you should really make the decision and like within yourself of like, you have had more than enough time. Like I'm moving on because this is a soulmate. This is a really great person that really likes you. I don't know what I just did with them. Oh, I put him back in the deck. But yeah, look, the Empress, the Venus card. So you may get this message from this other person, but keep in mind, they're in that King of Swords energy. They're looking at you with that grumpy look on their face. And they drag their feet, is what I'm getting. This person dragged their feet. And this other person is not doing any such thing, okay? So just keep that in mind, where the energy is going. The Bayou, thank you so much for the super chat. After what I went through, he better get it together. Yes. Okay, so I feel like that's what I have for pile number 1. I'm just going to compassion this. This is I just want to commend you guys as well. I feel like your guides are so proud of you, and I don't want to make this like cheesy or anything like that, but I feel like this group has really been doing it. I really do think so. I think that I'm getting goosebumps again. I feel like you've really been very earnest, and you are not being like, you've been really doing it. And this is the fruits of that. It is the slower path. This is the tortoise and not the hare, but we all know the tortoise wins in the end. And I feel like this partner that's coming in mirrors that as well. And they're interesting. This person's interesting. Or they've marinated in some kind of interesting environment, or I feel like they definitely have star family here. Whoever this is might really like the stars or space or painting or artistic something and eggs. So, weird combination. But I feel like that's something about this person where you're like, what a weird combination of hobbies and interests that you have. I don't know. The lip gloss from last Friday was fetching. Nice. I have it here again. I'll put some more on. But yeah, that's pile number 1. You've got a lot of blessings coming in. And this, by the way, this is like the kind of approach to life where these blessings are going to just keep coming in. I'm not saying that your life's going to be perfect from here on out. You're never going to have another problem again. But this is the kind of thing where it's like you're dealing with your base. And because you're dealing with your base self and like your foundational energy, you're kind of doing the work up front to where like it's just going to incrementally get better and better and better. And I feel like that's part of what we do as a spiritual community, is we encourage each other to like keep doing that. Like just really keep doing it, really keep doing the work, because it's really going to pay off for this group. And there's something here about a timeline. I'm hearing like December into the new year. And then there's something here about like May. And that feels like it starts some kind of new chapter like in May. And it feels like something's just going to move like for the rest of the year. That's what I'm getting. So it feels like it's this energy, but it's also still going to feel good. Like whatever this is, I just heard, doesn't it feel good to pay less? So maybe you're saving some money by staying in. Because you've saved money, it could be that you're able to do something in May, to go out or to like go on a trip or something like in May. That's a possibility. But yeah, there's something about that kind of timeline. And then I'm literally seeing from like that May energy, I'm seeing it like, that's what I'm seeing. Oh, I don't know if you saw that on the camera. That's what I'm getting. Okay, that's what I have for you. Pile number 1. All right. I already compassioned, but I'm just going to compassion one more time because you can't have enough of it. It's like you can sprinkle that shit everywhere, you know? Just in time for drones. May is spring in the northern hemisphere. Oh, Beltane. Yeah, exactly. Beltane. I just heard April showers bring me flowers. Doesn't it feel good to pay less? Maybe Taria said I'm the jingle queen. I literally am. My brain is where like jingles from the 90s and infomercials like go to die. Okay, let me just get a little gloss on. I wish you guys could see Luna over here. I moved her bed and now like she's been sleeping here all morning. Boats and battleships. Boats, boats, boats. Sorry, that's another jingle. I can't stop. My entire personality is a collection of jingles and songs and snippets. Nice. So cute, these Christmas decorations. Thank you so much. Okay. Wands ready, girls and fellas. Wands ready indeed. One more time. We'll get this for the pile number 2. So if you're just joining us, I'll put the pile select up. We just did the vow, which is pile number 1, and we're moving on to pile number 2, which is the womb. And then we are moving on to the threshold. Gemini love, yes. All right. Moving on. We're doing pile 2, the womb. Oof. Little jingle. Okay, hold on here. Getting... Okay, I just heard, and I see your true colors shining through. Some of you, I think that you might like get your color palette done or something. I don't know, but we have spell love at the bottom. If there has ever been a love spell put on you in this lifetime or in other lifetimes, because I do think that sometimes these things can be put on us in other lifetimes, and then like the energy, like entropy takes place, but the energy hasn't like fully dispelled or something. I feel like you are actually breaking through whatever this is. There's a lot of sacral chakra coming in here with this energy, which to me, I associate with like abundance and manifesting and Empress energy. And I feel like there is some kind of abundance and manifesting and Empress energy coming in. Hold on though. I got to set this to the side. Love message. Okay, I really think that some of you are going to block somebody that's going to send you a love message, and this person maybe try to do a love spell on you or something like that, and I feel like you're going to block this person, or some of you don't even have to block this person. Like there's just been some kind of spiritual magic or spiritual protection that has come in to protect you in this way. Yeah, it's like high vibrational, and I am actually seeing the Star of David because I'm seeing like, and you might want to look into what that means because I don't know what it means, but I know like it's the like the upper triangle and like the lower triangle that's like superimposed. There's like the two triangles, so that might mean something to somebody. But yeah, no strings. Okay, so somebody here has tried to put a root on you is what I'm getting. They could have tried to put a root on you, which is like they're trying to control, like tap into your sacral energy or your schmegsual energy. And that's for whatever reason. But I feel like there was somebody leeching off of you, to be honest, like your creative force or your creative energy. Something has come through to block that. This is a weird message I was not expecting to get. Goodbye. I just heard that, I think it's Michelle Branch. It's like, goodbye to you. Goodbye to everything I knew. Goodbye. And somebody is sad and like looking at the memories. Okay, so why is this coming through? It's been blocking your brightness. It's been blocking. This is, okay, and let me just say this as well. I don't believe in love spells because to do a love spell is essentially, it can never be anything but a binding spell. Because if you're forcing somebody to love you that doesn't naturally love you, if you're forcing someone to be attracted to you that isn't naturally, you are inherently disrespecting their self-sovereignty. You can't want your own self-sovereignty and want, may all beings be liberated, may all beings be free, and then try to take away somebody else's. It's just not the energy of love, because I always think about Maya Angelou, like the poem Love Liberates. Love liberates. Love says, I love you if you're over there. It doesn't try to control or bind. So maybe for some of you, you could have even been the person that was doing this, and you are actually being initiated into, I feel like it's because your own second chakra was blocked. So you didn't trust your own creativity. You didn't trust your own abundance. And some of you are starting to come around to that understanding of things where it's like, I want to know what love is. I want you to show me. So, yeah, but I feel like there was something here where participating in this like love spell thing for this like romance thing, it was blocking, whether you were the person doing the love spells or on the receiving end of it, it was somehow blocking. I'm hearing this affected you whether or not you know it. negatively, whether you were the sender of it or whether you were the receiver of it. There's some kind of spiritual protection that's come in now. And in order to block this, to make everybody involved in the situation garner, collect, get to know their own self-love. So if you're giving love spells to other people, know this is a self-love issue. Something like that. Or, but I'm getting for a lot of you, this could have been done to you. And it's like actively being broken. It's being broken. Okay, they don't want me to grab that just yet. Interesting. Okay, funeral to marriage. So I don't know if somebody was trying to end a marriage. But karmic ties. This is karma. There's some kind of karmic thing playing out here. Why? Why am I getting this? Goodbye. Okay, so this is done. Fairy tale, phony, trickster, illusions. Okay, so somebody here, it was just a series of tricks and illusions to try and like, okay, so some of you are starting to realize this. Like this isn't love. You might have felt extreme lust or attraction, but if you're not allowing them to choose you, and if you're not giving, and if you're not okay with what someone chooses and wants with you, and instead you just try to control them and say, I don't really care what you want. I'm going to force you. You don't know what's good for you. Do you know how incredibly disrespectful that is? It's icky. You don't want to be around somebody like that, and neither does somebody else. It's going to give them the ick. And so I feel like this is about self-love. Okay, so the blessing here is self-love. And I feel like the blessing is, this is interesting. It is like kind of a hermit mode, but this is like going into the womb space. Maybe there is some like womb healing that needs to go on or something. Even that you've soaked up. I don't know what I'm saying here, but like you soaked up when you were in the womb of your mother. Something that made you feel insecure energetically or something that was going like on around her. But this is you going into that second chakra and really abiding there. And I feel like you're connecting with your own creativity. And for a lot of you, I think you might play around with like your own colors, like that you're wearing, the look of you, what you have in your apartment, or your house or something like that. And yeah, just what makes you feel at home. Okay. So what blessings are coming in here for pile number 2? So you're finally set free from this cycle. I'm hearing the word liberation. Liberation. So there could have been something that you like, I don't know if someone tried to love spell you with a drink or something, could be a metaphor, love, but you're liberated from this. So what does this mean that's coming in? Okay, I just heard that so they literally told me liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So you've taken like a huge step towards liberation on the cycle of birth and death by letting go of this or by being cut free from this. Because for some of you, this is like what's been keeping you trapped in the cycle of like birth and death is somebody like did this to you. Oh my gosh. Which is absolutely not love. You know how like our gurus, it's like they try to help us liberate from the cycle of birth and death. This is someone who tried to hook into you to keep you there. Okay, so this is a strange message. Okay, so for pile number 2, spiritually, what's coming in for pile number 2? Oh my gosh, there's a cycle that's ended. They just keep talking about this. Why? Okay. They keep bringing this up, and I don't even know why. But there's a cycle that is ending that has to do with fears and illusions and love spells and operating in that way. It's ending here. To help you get through a passage, because this was like a very strategic energy. So this cycle is ending, and now you can finally move on to the King of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. So this is like the happiness. You can actually find the meaning of true joy and happiness. This is a lot. Okay, what blessings are coming in here for pile number 2? Okay, I just saw Mud Chat's message. Anyone still in this, I'm sending you healing power of the body of Christ. Like this might be another thing is like, I don't know. I think that we all are set about like liberation and freedom, and it might just be having involved with like spiritual people. We're all focusing our attention so much on like being better. This could have been what's like broken it. I'm just saying it because maybe if everybody puts their intention on like may all beings be free, may all beings be liberated, like if you just take a couple minutes to do that like every night before bed or something, like might actually help. Okay, what blessings are coming in here? This feels like simple sweetness. Okay, I really cannot explain what's coming through, but it does make sense because I feel like you've been in a strategic mind, because they're showing me the love spell thing. Even if it's not a love spell thing, you've been in the strategic mind where you're just so focused. And it's like they're showing me like the eyes of the predator, where it's like you're so focused on like what it is that you want in front of you that you're not taking in anything around you. And it's actually really dulled and dimmed your quality of life to where you're not actually sitting in the moment. And I heard a quote recently that says, in the moment, that is where I am. God, spirit saying like, I am in the now. I'm not in the past. I'm not in the future. I am in the now. So you're actually connecting with the simple sweetness and the simple joys of life. Because I'm seeing somebody like on a picnic blanket eating a fruit. Like, look at the colors of this. Like, imagine what that tastes like in your mouth. Like, you know, maybe like a really sour kind of like fruit, and then a really sweet strawberry, and like a really, you know, like the colors are brighter. The smells are more vibrant. So you could be coming out of some kind of like depression that you didn't even really know that you were in. Yeah, and for some of you, you are cutting ties with like somebody that was trying to suck you in, like with this. But you know, and maybe even through like material goods, and you're saying, I'm going to go out and I'm like going to go on my own. I'm hearing from Little Women, Joe, who's like a fiery spirit. She was like, I'd rather be a lonely spinster and paddle my own canoe. It's like you want to paddle your own canoe here. And it's like cutting ties with this strategic mindset is actually putting you in this womb space. That's what's putting you in your second chakra. So before you were strategizing, it's a lot of mental energy and it's a lot up here. It's the opposite of manifesting. Even if you're casting love spells on somebody, it's the opposite of like manifesting. It's not coming from an energetic space. It's all coming from like mind is what they're showing me, like the mental energy. But this cutting ties with that strategic energy, it's actually putting you in your body. It's putting you in your lower chakras, which is where like a lot of the power comes from. It's putting you in your second chakra. So there's like a second chakra healing here, and like almost like a renaissance. That's what I feel like this is. Your blessing is a renaissance. Whether you've had this energy levied at you, or whether and you've finally broken free and cut ties, because there is some kind of heavy magic that it's positive. Whatever has come in, it's a very protective, positive, well-meaning. This is an energy that gives a shit that you're free. So it could be that there's spell work here. I mean, and I'm just going to be very honest with you. You guys are here on my channel. I do a lot of the spell work. That just, I try to cut like the karmic ties and stuff, like through my candles and stuff. Like if you get that, but I always light my candles in these readings and stuff. Like that's the energy that's like kind of all around me. Reminds me of that, you know, where you've got one person here that tried to do their spell work to bind you and restrict you in some way, but then you're doing your own spell work, or you're a part of us here, like, or some kind of community that's doing spell work to liberate you and to like set you free and to say like, no, go be free, be on your own path. Like, what is truly the energy of love? So you're flipping that around in your mind, and it's putting you in a whole different space, and it's actually very healing effect. Again, regardless if you've been the perpetrator of this or whether you've been the receiver of this, it's a renaissance. I keep coming back to that renaissance. So there's a lot of creativity. You could be around a lot of creative types, creative people. You could go to events. This is very much like, it's giving hippie is what it's giving. It's giving like, come sit on my quilt blanket with my strawberries and my man who wears a headband with his flowy locks. Like, you know, it's giving that, you know? So, tell me more about this renaissance, this blessing of a renaissance. Got my protection and clearing candle 2 days ago. Yay. This live stream is my church. Oh my gosh, that means so much to me. I tried to start a church in my shed when I was 8 years old. What a fruition. What a full circle moment this is for me. Oh, okay. So maybe this is like, oh my gosh, a renaissance. Like, I feel like you could be tapped into like maybe some kind of childhood dream that you forgot about or you didn't even know that you had. And oh my gosh, I feel like you could just laughably accidentally create your childhood dream without even realizing it or something like that. But it's because you're just in this like really playful, very creative, like second chakra energy. Some of you have already created this or something, and then you're just going to be like, what did I do? Like, I didn't even mean to do that. But it's because it just put you into that space and you didn't even necessarily like realize that. Okay, so tell me more about this renaissance, spirit. I feel like, okay, this is, it starts off as a sweetness and connecting with the simple joys of life, connecting with your own creativity. And this feels like childlike wonder and play. So I definitely feel like there's an artistic vibe. I don't know if you're going to create more, if you like to, you know, you're going to pull those pastels out that you haven't touched in years or something, or you're going to go to a sip and paint or whatever, it feels like you're just getting the creative juices going. But also this is like somehow building your love, your creativity, your schmegdual energies, your confidence. And then I feel like you're just going to be in the right places at the right time to where somebody could be like just looking at your work, or you get invited out to something. This is this kind of magical quality. Renaissance. Okay, tell me more about this Renaissance. Victory and success. You could gain attention for something here that you create. Or for some of you, it's like for your cooking. It's giving kind of Taurus is what it's giving, like for your wardrobe, for your cooking, for your aesthetics, like for whatever you give to people. I think this is like some kind of giving nature here as well, too. There's celebration energy, being seen. Okay, so whatever magic was put towards you, it was to try to keep you from being seen. Some quality of it was, or to limit your opportunities selfishly so that you would have to go back to this person. And I don't know if it was an actual spell done or if this person's just a strong manifester and they just pointed that energy at you so strongly. But you're turning this triangle energy upside down. I just heard hide it under a bushel. No, I'm going to let it shine. So yeah, there was that kind of energy that was like pushed at you and it's being removed. And so you're going to be seen. You're going to have opportunities. You're going to be celebrated. There's a lot of creativity here and possibly creative opportunities. What else, Spirit? Some kind of rebirth, Renaissance, rebirth. And look at all this red and this passion and some kind of quick results as well. You could find yourself partnering with someone who showcases your talents and abilities. Yeah, you're getting some kind of, this is a karmic kickback where somebody was trying to draw on your energy. This is some kind of karmic kickback. Oh my gosh. That's what this is. I have no idea what happened to you behind the scenes and if it just occurred in this lifetime or if this was just like through the ages or something. But where you were in this Five of Pentacles energy, like feeling lacking, maybe feeling aimless, feeling like there's a lot that you're being kept from. Ew, I'm getting that. Like this person wanted to keep you confused, wanted to keep their options open, maybe even wanted people like blaming you. They wanted you to feel small. Ew. But then all of that's turning to this like 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Look how happy this energy is. This is stability, happiness, routine, family, new beginnings, boundaries, creativity, inspiration. And I'm just getting with this sun energy, I always get like protection vibes coming off of that, like divine protection vibes. And like whatever you are planting, it's like, it's going to grow. It's going to grow. There's a major karmic shift. There could have been teamwork to do this as well. And honestly, some people, like we are manifestor beings. We are energetic beings. The human mind is like the eye of a microscope. Whatever it focuses on expands. And there could have honestly been some kind of teamwork here to get you trapped, to make you think something was like a happy new beginning, but it actually wasn't. And you are saying goodbye to this. You are saying goodbye to this. You are saying goodbye to this. And again, some of you are overcoming like a fear of being alone. And this person could have tried to make you feel alone. And I think you were just like, you know what? When life gives you lemons, I actually like myself, and that's actually what's moving you away from this. So it's like, it's having the opposite effect. Like you like yourself. I just heard the joke's on you because this person likes themselves and they're fine. Like, I think it's just giving you more time to create or to think about who you are. And like whatever they did, it just connected you with some deep part of yourself. Whoops. Okay, this is why you shouldn't play with magic as well. Like if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't know what you're talking about, which I don't even know that much about it. Like, but I'm just saying like so much of it comes from intention because you yourself have a very strong intention. And that's probably why they wanted to connect with you in the first place here. But there was some kind of unintended consequence and it sparked a spiritual awakening is what I think. It sparked this renaissance. So this is some kind of like turning of the energy where you like Tai Chi'd this. somebody sent some kind of energy at you and then you just harnessed it, used it for yourself and pushed it back out again. So you're getting to know your own strength and your own quality and your own creativity, and you're about to have a lot of, I think, literal wealth and abundance, but it comes first through enjoying the simple sweetnesses of life, feeling genuinely happy and accepted by your peers, moving away from these like negative kind of feelings. I think you're going to lose your fear of aloneness if you ever had one. I think some of you, like, part of your journey is to go through a period where you just accept that you might be alone forever. And it's not like, oh, I guess I might be alone forever. It's like, I might be alone forever. What am I going to do with my time? You know, am I going to Golden Girls this shit? Like, you know, what does that life potentially look like? And you're dispelling some kind of fear. And that's also what's unblocking your second chakra. Because whenever they put this at you, maybe you did have a fear of that. Because I feel like you're a very lovely person. Whoever you are, like, you're a very sexual, sensual, happy, sparkly, vibrant, creative kind of person. And this is cruel, whatever was done to you. It was absolutely cruel and wicked. Cats and camper vans. Maybe one day could a Chaos Coven meet and greet be possible? My cat and camper van would be there. Maybe one day we'll have to see. Golden Girls. My friend wants me to be on her creative podcast to talk about my crochet work, but I don't think it's worth talking about on a podcast because everyone does crochet. You should just do it, though. Just do it because you want to do it, and because you like to do it, and because you like to talk about crocheting. And if people listen and they like it, and even if it's just 4 people, like, you guys like crocheting and you guys like to talk about crocheting, so then the 4 of you can just, you know, I really think this channel has taught me this, that where there is joy and there's like a genuine like desire for something and a connection, it's kind of like if you build it, they will come, you know. It's just, we all vibe the same, and you're gonna find your crochet people or like whatever. Girl, do it. Naked cooking in tennis shoes. Live your dreams, okay? Live your dreams. Okay, anything else? This is a really beautiful energy. This is giving another Maya. Okay, so this is another Maya Angelou quote. There's this I can't remember the name of the poem, but it's the one where it's like, does my sassiness upset you? Just because I walk like I got oil rigs pumping in my living room. It's like a very sassy one. You know, that's you. This is all about you. Because I feel like somebody was trying to take from you. And it is because you are juicy. You're a juicy little peach. And they just want to bite you. But you can't let people bite you, okay? You can't be just letting people out here bite you. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, it feels like there's a vibration that actually comes from your second chakra, because I just saw the Om in the womb. This is a creative energy, and it feels like the energy of like giving birth, of growing something inside of you for a while, some kind of inspiration or idea, and then like just allowing it to shine in the world. But it's through a very relaxed energy as well. Okay, anything else? This is good. This is one that words cannot do justice. The blessing that's coming in. This is an experiential blessing. It's one that you have to feel to have. And it's contentment. That's what it is. It's contentment. And that contentment is a sweetness that links to inspiration, and it leads to abundance. And that's your path. And as I was saying that, I think that it was 4 things, but I just heard Om Mani Padme Hum. So this is compassion. I feel like, oh my God, I just heard, for what was levied at you, Spirit has like the utmost compassion for this. And they're just like pushing like this love energy towards you. And even if you were the person that was like levying this energy at other souls, I feel like Spirit still has like the utmost of compassion towards you and is working towards like healing that energy. But it's like that Om Mani Padme Hum, which to me, I see stepping stones like Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. That's what this feels like. I'm literally getting goosebumps again. I've gotten goosebumps so much in this reading. Yeah, you're clearing up something from the past. And the Empress. And there's something here about like what you create is your truth. And you're listening to your higher guidance here, and you're unrestricted. There's something about this that is structured in a certain way, but it's like structured. It's like you're listening with the inner ear, and it's like structured in alignment with your higher self and some kind of like higher forces, or it's like you're connecting with your highest and best path, honestly. And you are just, I think you're drawing a lot of people in. So I think you're going to have multiple suitors. I don't know that you're going to be interested right off the bat. But these are good ones too. And these, the King of Cups and the King of Wands and the King of Cups, creative energies, right? So these are people that really connect in with your creativity. They're also very creative in and of yourself. And I even think for this King of Wands might be a workaholic, and I think you pull him away from his work in some way, and that's been like, that'll give him some kind of inspiration. And then this King of Cups, I think had a karmic energy here, and it was either a pattern or it's a person, and he doesn't want that anymore, and he's like looking at you. So there's, oh my gosh, I just heard pass it on. So you found your liberation from this, and then you're like creating. I just saw you like creating, and then you were like, pass it on. And like you just did that with these two Kings of Cups. And they're like, it's like an initiation. It's like a movement that you could start a movement. I don't know. But this just feels like joy and giggles. And like, I feel tingly. And then they saw it and like they received it. And then they're going to do their thing. And then they're going to be like, pass it on. And then like everybody's just going to be doing it. It's like the one, have you seen that video where it was at a music festival and it's this one guy just like dancing on a hill? And then finally, like somebody else comes in and like starts dancing on the hill, and then everybody gets up and then finally like there's a movement. Like I'm literally seeing just like a dance party on a hill. That's what I'm getting. Heather, thank you so much for the super chat. So yeah, this is like a beautiful, beautiful energy. And it just goes to show that when your spell work comes from a negative place, when it comes from a selfish place, a place where you do not honor God, and like that everything is integrated and there is a plan, and you don't seek to just be yourself and your part of the plan, to enhance that, to defend that, through spell work. That to me is high vibrational spell work. It's prayer energy. It's having the good sense to know that you don't always know what's best for you, but you're like, God, you know what's best for me. Like, you bring it out of me. And I think defense is like a big part of that. But it just goes to show when your spell work comes from such a low vibrational place where all you care about is yourself and what goal you want. You're not I don't know what you think you're working with, but it's not the positive sides of things. And it can have an immensely negative effect on everybody. Because what I'm seeing is this pass it on kind of energy. You didn't just affect one person. It's like, I'm seeing that scene in Star Trek when Captain Kirk and Spock, they have to shut down that reactor that makes them have the nosebleed. Captain Kirk goes in there and he gets radiation poisoning. Remember that? And he's like kicking the thing like offline. It feels like that's what this person's spell work was trying to do, to kick your light offline, to get you out of alignment. And it would have affected so like many other people because we're all connected and everything's like connected. And so it feels like that's being brought back online, and it's having this like huge positive ripple effect where you are allowed to be in charge of your own life and your own choices. And you fought for that. Some of you have had to fight this off, whether you know it or not, you kind of had to fight for your own liberation in this sense. You've had a very negative energy attached to you. That's very low vibrational, very selfish. I just heard this is like idiotic, but on like a spiritual level. And some of you have been this. And because of that, I think some of you needed yelled at, to be honest. And this may lead to a fight. If you've been the one doing this, but that'll be purifying, and it's something like purifying in your karmas, somebody here is going to be pissed. And about what was done here in secret, and they're going to like, and you could be blamed, or you could feel blamed. And I don't know if it's going to be for spell work specifically, but it could be for something. But that is part of the purification process here. And you're leveling up, you're growing up in maturity. And you're leaving this person alone and you're becoming independent. And you're going to say you're sorry. And I think you're also getting in touch with your creativity. So everybody here is actually moving on. Yeah, you're moving on up. Okay, I think that's all I have for pile number 2. And I just want to say it again. Words cannot contain this. This is like a feeling kind of blessing. This is experiential. And it's just so happy. It's just so happy. And you're getting rid of a shady energy. And also, I just heard your second chakra is huge in getting rid of shady energies here as well. Because you're not going to have coping mechanisms. Oh, okay. So they're saying if you felt like you were stuck in some kind of cycle of addiction or like negative coping, whatever that is, they're saying they want you to work on strengthening your second chakra. Yeah, backstab, pain, cheating, deception, mind games, and love bombing. So if you've been on the receiving end of it or if you've been perpetrating it, they're saying that's either like too strong or too weak of a second chakra. So that's how you are leaving this cycle behind. And whichever side of it you're on, I feel like there's somebody here on the other side of it. And like in the other way, where they've had to kind of go the other way. And this karmic connection is breaking up because there's been protection put around somebody's second chakra. That either potentially some of you have learned how to do this. Some of you have actually, in your own energy, you've learned actually how to protect your second chakra or all of your chakra. It's self-love. You just learn how to love yourself. So this is great. That is a blessing in and of itself. And okay, so I also feel like you're going after more of those kind of blessings where it's like your pursuit of self-love is a blessing in and of itself. It's the thing that kind of keeps on giving. I feel like you're going after those kind of blessings. And you're getting readings about like some kind of push-pull energy, love-hate energy. And it's going to keep liberating that second chakra. Okay, so I keep hearing liberation, libation. So that could also be a coping thing. Like where you're liberated from a disease, an illness, an addiction, to codependent, love-hate, push-pull kind of relationship dynamics or some kind of negative. This is liberation, the gift of liberation and sweetness and inspiration, creativity, manifestation, actually participating well and freely in the dance of life. That's really what I'm getting. Whoa. That's big. That's big. I'm actually frustrated because to me, I can't get it to sound as big and profound as it feels in my mind. But I'm just going to let that go because I think it is going to be a surprise for you whenever it comes through because you're going to get to like feel that and experience that. Some of you may actually go to like a music festival or something like that. And for some of you, if you want a baby or if you're trying for a baby, there might be a baby. I'm not really getting that so much. And I'm kind of not feeling like that's going to happen this next year. It might happen like beginning of January 2027 or something like that. But, I feel like this is actually something else, but just take whatever resonates. So, all right, that was pile number 2. Let's just compassion. I also think that a lot of you do feel compassionate if somebody did that towards you. Like you forgive it in a certain kind of way. Like you understand it and you feel compassion towards them, but you're also like intolerant. I feel like. So, Luna's still sleeping in her little bed. Oh my. Mud chat, yeah, said, sorry to preach, but Jesus Christ cast out evil from people, healed. That is what he tried to keep on the DL, what actually got him in trouble for being a healer. Use the body of Christ safely. Yeah. Do it carefully, but it works. Can confirm. Yes. That was another thing too. It's like, I'm halfway joking when I talk about demons on this channel where I'm like, ugh, demons. Like, cause part of it is just like, I'm sometimes too empathetic and too compassionate. And I've spent a lot of my life, getting a degree in psychology and reading a lot of books and trying to understand certain things. But at a certain point, I do think at a certain point, it's like, you've taken too much of my energy. Like, this is on some negative and you just got to go away from me. But I actually do think that there is something to just understanding how energy works and how energy sours and how energy can kind of like flow through people, and just knowing like sometimes it can be as simple as, no, I don't want that. That's the kind of thing that I just don't tolerate anywhere near me. And I respect that you're on your own journey and that you're where you're at and that somebody should love you, but it can't be me. I'm not God. I'm not infinite. I have a limited amount of calories I can use every single day, and I have to allocate them appropriately, just like you. And I really don't appreciate the mess that you're dragging in here, energetically or otherwise. Like, with so much, yes. Okay, so moving on. If you are just joining us, we just finished pile number 2, which is the womb, and we're on to our last pile, which is the threshold. So if you want to have a little look-see, I'll just put on my lip gloss. There's a lot of power in simply saying no and walk away. That's another thing that I've learned about myself, is how much of me trying to understand and whatever is just cowardice, because I don't want to have to stand up to somebody, where I just know I need to be very simple, very forceful, and very short in saying absolutely not. Okay. Love the hat, Jess. Thank you. All right. You had me at lip gloss. That reminds me as well, I do have these hoodies that celebrate our love for lip gloss and mantras here. If you are interested at all, I have this mystical mountain blueberry. Sorry, why can't I figure out how to point to this? Okay, that one is the one that I ordered, and it's supposed to be getting here soon. It might actually get here today. Yeah, So it's just juicy lip gloss, and the mantra that's like dripping off of it says, Om Mani Padme Hum. So we are on pile number 3. Okay. And I think that's on the shelf below. Okay, so let's go to pile number 3, which is the threshold. Okay. Hold on here. All right, Spirit. I think I'm kind of getting a message, but I just want to clarify this. So, what blessings are coming in for pile number 3? For some of you, you have a child that's going to reach some kind of like threshold moment that you've been waiting for or something. Okay. Pile number 3, Spirit, what blessings are coming in for pile number 3? Oh my gosh, the Lovers. Okay, so I was kind of getting that here as well. Okay, I have weird mixed energy that's coming in that I have to kind of make sense of. But I think for some of you, you could be receiving a message from somebody. And I can't show you this Lovers card in this deck because it's graphic, but it is the Lovers card, and it's called Ecstasy in this deck. And it's two like lovers just like loved up on each other. And so I feel like somebody here is like on a threshold of actually taking a leap of faith and moving towards you. I feel like this person has like some kind of flame for you, or maybe you are gearing up to do this as well. And I feel like this is going to be successful, like whatever this is. Yeah, to some kind of new beginning. It's going to be very grounded, and there's a lot of abundance that's coming in. It's a new beginning, and it's very passionate. It's very sweet, but it's grounded because this is the Pentacles energy. Oh my gosh, and it's leading to the 10 of Trees, loyalty, stability, love. So there's been a lot of confusion around this connection and around maybe how you both feel about each other, but I feel like somebody here is like gearing up. It's inner child stuff that's been holding this person back, and so they're getting ready to just like jump into the fold and try to give you messages. I feel like they think a lot about it, or this is you. So, okay, maybe that's what it is. Queen of Trees, nurture. Okay, well, I'm just gonna tell you what hold on, why am I? Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking of, and I don't exactly know where this is going, but I like to watch Emma, which is Jane Austen. I like the new one, and there's this character in there, which is Miss Bates, and she's kind of a side character, and she's always very nice. She never has an unkind thing to say about somebody. And Alex likes to call her like the hype woman because whenever she's around, she's always like, oh my gosh, this is like the best of this, or like that's the best of that, or like, you know, he's like, she always makes you feel good about yourself, whatever it is that she's put out there. But we were talking the other day where it's like, yeah, but she's kind of an unreliable narrator, like an unreliable judge, because she just always likes everything in a blanket way. But her character in the movie is like a poorer woman. She is older. She never married. It sounds like she was born into some level of comfort, but she no longer has that under her feet. And so with the societal factors of that, she's kind of mixing and mingling with people who have more, they're like titled, and they have like these large properties. And it makes you wonder how free she is to feel her free feelings, and how free she is to actually express her true opinions, because those people could just like, you know, smack her down or ruin her chances, or, you know, and she might need help and assistance in the future. And if she forms and maintains these strong bonds with these people that could potentially help her, then it kind of like sets her up. So I feel like there could be some level of this where somebody here is a person like that maybe is very nice, but somebody's like, well, I don't know if that means what I think it means. I don't know if it means that they like me or something here like that. Or if somebody has a connection to like a mother or a family where they feel like they have to hold on to their wealth, or they feel like they have to appease a benefactor or something like that. So that's yeah, it's made them like kind of wishy-washy with your energy or your connection here. So it feels like somebody might have to choose going it alone and not having like what they perceive as like a safety net underneath them if they go towards you. Yeah, but they do love you. There's two very different sides to this person because they sit on this particular threshold. So somebody here, it's like there could be a difference in your material wealth, but I think for this particular person, I'm kind of getting the sense that they attribute their wealth to the kind of people that they are dependent on. Yeah, because they talk a lot about that too, where Emma says to Mr. Knightley at one point, she's like, you're so used to living alone that you're not used to having tempers to manage. And so I feel like this person may feel like they have tempers to manage and that they have to appease somebody and that they're trying to keep themselves in some kind of divine order or equilibrium. But I think really this person is wanting to be bold now. They're wanting to come towards you. And they're sneaking around figuring out how to do this. They want to give and receive to you, but they feel like they have to leave the nest or leave some kind of comfort zone, and they have to make a choice to do that. But I feel like somebody here is gearing up to do that. Look, I'm really getting this King of Angels. This is the King of Swords, but this is like a much more it's the peaceful warrior in this deck. Peaceful, calm. It's like sad, observant. I feel like this person has noticed something here, possibly about their inner child or their inner child womb energy. Could come from a mother energy. I think this person actually feels very alone and they kind of keep to themselves, but I think they've also realized that they love you and like this flame just like never goes out for them. And yeah, it's like really endured over time. This person also may have noticed that you've had to persevere a lot, and this person has been choosing like comfort, but it's like a comfort that deadens them inside, like some kind of, and that, yeah. I think they're realizing that you were very loyal in the past, or that when they look back over their memories, they're most loyal to you, or you were most loyal to them, or something here like that. They're realizing that. Okay, something here, they've learned something. There could even be a new influence in this person's life that's much more positive than the worldly influence that they've had to be subservient to. Yeah. And they're helping them learn how to actually like take the reins in their own life, like whatever this is. And it's a much more positive influence than the kind of people and things that this person's had to be beholden to in the past. So I feel like somebody here, okay, so you could be this person where you're getting ready to take a new like leap of faith into your own abundance, but this person also could be coming forward to you. So what are the blessings that are coming in here? Oh my gosh, Two of Angels, balance. Sunny Night Designs, thank you so much for the super chat. So this says Two of Angels, balance. Balance and, okay, they're balancing. There is a guide. Okay, so this is maybe the blessing. The blessing is that there's some kind of guidance around you. There could be a spirit guide around you, or there's some kind of teacher energy around you that's helping you balance something out. And this is the Two of Swords in this deck. So it could be saying no to certain things, and it's Moon in Libra for me. So it's also like not... There's certain realms of our life that we cannot be negotiators with, and we're not encouraged to. That's not the right energy. Even though it sounds very nice, it always sounds like it's a good, nice energy, not in every arena of your life. And this person's kind of like learning that, and they want to take a leap of faith. So what is this blessing? Crossing limits, like learning how to cross your limits, learning how to make your dreams a reality. Routine, skill, vitality. Okay, so I just feel like somebody was in a negative rut. They were in a routine. This is very worldly and materialistic. It feels very much beholden to somebody that you are responsible for taking care of so that you can inherit something from. That's what this feels like. And I don't think it's that for everybody. This could be a job situation, or like, you know, where maybe your job has you on the hook because you're going to be they want you to want a promotion, you know? So I just feel like somebody was stuck in a very like entrapping routine. And there's judgment on whatever this is, because I think it was pretending to be abundant or is pretending to be loving, but actually it was meant to be a catalyst for an emergence, and it was meant to induce this kind of judgment energy that's unearthing things here from the past, and especially about childhood, and to force this person to kind of deal with it. There's a lot of inner child healing that's going on to get them to help them like leave the nest, to understand what was really actually going on here. And this could be in a work environment, or this could be in like a family environment, but somebody is seeing something clearly now, and they're also now seeing what they want to aim for. And I think that could be you for some of you. Or it's some kind of dream. I just heard, because way down deep inside, I got a dream. Some kind of perseverance where they've got to protect something here. Their independence, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so what else? What blessing is coming in here for pile number 3? I feel like there's some kind of love message or communication. that they felt limited, or you felt limited in the past to being able to give because they were stuck in some entrapping negative cycle. Beholden to people whose tempers they felt they had to manage. So it's like they were sacrificing themselves. It's kind of giving me there's some kind of controlling dynamic, and it's either in a work situation, or this feels like family of origin, or I mean, it could be a karmic that they're married to or something, but this more feels like family of origin or work, where this is like a very controlling energy that says, well, I don't feel well, so in order for me to feel well, I have to take from you, and you have to let me take from you. You have to have no boundaries where I'm concerned. This is the kind of person that says, my boundaries is that you don't have boundaries, and they like misunderstand that, kind of a thing. So I feel like this person's just been pushed around, and it's all been under the guise of like Libran things of like, this is fair. I need to feel balanced out. So, but they're taking where they shouldn't be taking, and they're insisting where they shouldn't be insisting. So this is like beyond a codependent relationship. This is very negative, very controlling, very angry person. There's a very angry person around this person that's coming towards you. Very entitled, but angry. Very like domineering. And they just feel like they have a right to take from this person. Yeah, there's an awakening to this, and a closing down of a cycle, and taking a fresh, like brand new leap of faith towards like a lover situation or something. Okay. What blessings are coming in? Okay, this person, somebody here this equates to a betrayal. Whatever's going on here, it equates to a betrayal, but it's not like a sudden ambushing attack energy that's levied at them. It's undermining, it's subtle, it's quiet, but it's still a betrayal. But there is still some kind of like painful ending where I feel like this person's going to get caught in the act, like trying to sabotage this person, I'm seeing the Cheshire Cat now, like trying to riddle them. Like that's another thing where, because I'm seeing the Cheshire Cat at like that crossroads that it's like, well, it depends on where you want to go. If you want to go this way, then you got to do this thing. And then you got to do this way, then you got to do this thing. And this person's like, can you just give me a straight up answer? Yes or no, please. Thank you. Like, and so I feel like this person confuses them a lot. And again, I'm seeing Emma because there's another character in there. She's this little orphan girl, and Emma's trying to say, well, because we don't know who your parents are, you have to insist that you come from this like higher class. And so she instructs her to turn down a marriage proposal from the guy that she liked. So some of that could have actually gone on here. And because it's like I had expected him to be a degree or two closer to gentility, but really as Mr. Knightley points out, I hope this is making sense. As Mr. Knightley points out, he says, indeed, they are not equals. He is her superior in both sense and situation. And so it's like, why would she ever turn down Robert Martin? Why? He just can't understand it. And he feels like Emma is being very selfish. And she does admit it. She says, well, I just want to keep Harriet for myself. And he's like, if you allow her to marry Robert Martin, then she is safe and respectable forever. But anyways, so I feel like there could have been some level of that where somebody was like, I had confessed that I thought they were going to be better. I did not expect much, but even I thought that they were going to be like insulting, but it's controlling and it's stupid and it's superficial. And I feel like somebody here could get caught doing that. The emperor or the father, there is some kind of father figure that's withdrawn, but I feel like this is higher up. Remember I keep saying there's a guide around or some kind of teacher, and it could be the patrice, it could be like paternal lineage or just some kind of like father guru guide kind of that's saying like you can't win if you keep withdrawing yourself. Like this person is domineering, they're in your face, they're insisting that you don't do the things that you want, go after the people you want, that you don't get to live the life that you want, that God's putting it on your heart to go this way. They're going to impede in that. You are never going to win if you keep withdrawing like this. You're never going to win. So if you are this person, then the blessing is getting the hell away from this person who is just trying to control you. They're bored. I feel like this person is just bored and they are pulling your strings because they have money. And that's all they care to do. Advancement. Somebody here wants advancement. They care only for advancement, and they want you to care only about advancement. And they're trying to equate it to the Four of Stars, which is the Four of Wands, some kind of happy marriage situation, when in fact I feel like it's just the road to hell. And it's Yeah, Eight of Hearts, codependency. This is some kind of gross codependent dynamic here. So you're not somebody here is not free to feel their feelings freely because they're under the thumb of somebody else, somebody that they need to get rid of, and somebody who they need to learn how to stand up to and how to remove from. It's its own blessing getting away from this. You're going to have different worries, you know. You're going to have to learn how to navigate the world in a different way, but it's going to be such a pleasure to at least be the master of your own ship. And for some of you, like I said, you're going to be hearing from this person where you're like, what? You actually stood up to that mean old biddy? Choices. You're going to have choices. Yeah. You're going to have choices. I feel like there's actually a sadness. Like somebody here tried to block off their feelings and block off their emotions, but they're actually feeling alone, and they're feeling, I'm just seeing like a tear in his eye, like just form, like that it just wants to cry. They've been strong for a long period of time. They're closing this cycle, and it's weird because it feels like what's going to be limiting is actually an expansion. And it's going to be very healing. And it's turning that King of Swords energy into the King of Cups energy. So for some of you, this is somebody coming back, and they were very King of Swords to you because they were just allowing themselves to be pushed around. And they were told that was somehow elevated or right. And now they're like, no. And now they're going to be the King of Cups. So this person could be very sweet to you. Divinely guided, and it's like a breakthrough moment. Some kind of fortune energy is changing. And if you get away from this mean old biddy, this controlling energy, watch how their fortune changes. It literally could be that they get ill because they have nothing else to live for if they can't control another person. That's really sick. Yeah, there's some kind of extreme change in fortune, and it's healing, and it's moving you away from, it's moving you towards your dreams, and it's moving towards healing, and it's moving towards something different. So I'm going to get some love messages for this one because it's tradition for pile 3. And also like that's what was wanting to come through. And I feel like that's like the blessing here as well. I'm always here for you. I know that we are spiritually connected. Okay, so for some of you, especially with this flame energy, maybe this is somebody you have a high level soulmate connection with, and there's always the blockages and the obstacles because it's such a boon, it's such a benefit to get to like be together, but you have to overcome those certain things. So I feel like that could potentially be what's occurring, is that somebody here is like really getting rid of a major something because they know that you're spiritually connected. This person may like confess this to you. You could have been feeling alone. This is kind of connected to the pile number 2 energy, where maybe you could have been feeling alone, but you've learned to be happy in that. And like, I feel like you've just maybe let go of all hope of this person coming back, or anybody being there for you for that matter. And this person's going to decide that rather than suckling from the teat of really somebody who doesn't have much to give, I mean, the misery that comes off of this isn't worth it. You know, you want money because it's going to bring you stability. You want money because it can buy you the things that lead to happiness, right? Stability, opportunities. Well, this person has none of that. Even if they have money coming in, or that's been promised to them, it doesn't bring them any of the benefits that money should naturally bring you. It doesn't at all. This person is just essentially like sacrificing their soul. I'm working on myself so I can come back. Please wait. I want to take care of you the way you've always taken care of me. But this person has to stop being dependent first. This person feels like a kid. You know, dependent on mom and mom likes to keep them sick, or mom likes to keep them dependent. Mom likes to keep them ill because mom doesn't have relationship skills. Mom doesn't know how to build a relationship. She doesn't know how to just truly love somebody. But so this will be a healthy movement for everybody. Even though the egos are all going to flare up around the situation, this is the healthy movement for everybody. I have to deal with my pain to be able to open my heart to love again. Nobody makes me feel the way that you do. You're the best I've ever had. Our connection is complicated. There are issues out of our control. I feel like this is what this person was saying in the past because they were apathetic. I'm lost and I don't know what to do. This person has to overcome those kind of I'm helpless thought processes because a child is dependent on its parent, but a grown adult is not. And they need to start seeing themselves as an adult. Yeah, this person, the universe is fighting for our souls to be together. Why don't you fight for your soul to be together? This person always pushes things off on other people's plates. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of apathy here. So I think so somebody is breaking through this threshold. If this person can't get their shit together, you're leaving. You're breaking through this threshold. But for others of you, this person's actually getting over their stuff. They're actually seeing this situation for the codependent death trap that it is, that they've wasted their life basically. I don't know what this person thinks that they are going to gain from receiving money from this person. I feel like this person is going to be way longer lived than they expect. They're going to be way more controlling. And by the time this person gets whatever scrap of money they thought that they were promised, it's going to be worthless. And this person they're miserable. This person's going to have made themselves miserable. They're going to not have any coping skills. It's not going to bring them joy, happiness, freedom. And for some, it's like they could have been, this is morbid, but it's like they could have been waiting for this person to die so that they could actually like move towards you with no consequences, or live the life that they wanted to live with no consequences. But this person's going to be way longer lived than they expect, because this is karmic for everybody here. Everybody here's got to choose to break this codependent relationship. Please give me a second chance. I mean, don't if they're still a child. I hurt myself by letting you go. I feel like somebody got in this person's head and they did it by insulting you. And that's crazy, because I'm also seeing from the prince in me where like the butler is telling the prince that they're of two different calibers, and the prince is like, just because she's poor doesn't mean that she's not high caliber. And he was like, the higher caliber that I was referring to is hers. I feel like you are by leaps and bounds the higher caliber person in this situation. It's laughable that someone would put your energy down, but I feel like that is exactly what happened, because you were a threat to the codependent dynamic that went on here. That's all it was. And any negative thing that this person has to say about you is a reflection of that, of their controlling nature and their controlling behavior. And it is not a reflection of actual truth. This person is an unreliable narrator. Remember I was saying, both of them are. Both of these people are liars, because this person is the Miss Bates that I was talking about earlier in that situation, where she is poor and dependent and therefore is not able to feel her feelings freely. She doesn't know who she is. It doesn't matter to a certain extent because she can't act on it because she's not free to. But then this rich person is trying so hard to keep this codependent dynamic that they cannot say things as they are. They cannot speak the truth. They cannot give their honest opinion, because this was not their honest opinion. Their honest opinion was, I'm afraid if you go after that person that you love, that you are going to find fulfillment away from me, that our codependent relationship is going to be forever ruined. And so therefore I'm going to tell you whatever bullshit lie I have to tell you in order to keep you. And it's desperate. And so they're going to talk mad shit. But I think this person may also be sly, or they may also presume to be able to tell your person like what they're going to do and just what it is, like what time it is. They just presume to have that. And this person should be embarrassed by that. Nobody should just tell them what time it is without them saying, do I actually know what time it is myself? They're responsible for that. Like, this is gross. This is like some kind of gross codependent dynamic. And so whatever unkind thing was said about you was only said to keep this codependent relationship together for as long as it possibly can. It's absolutely in some devil energy here. And this person's going to have to realize that wasn't someone's actual opinion of you. For some, they never even met you, or they didn't really get to know you before they passed judgment on you, which should be a red flag in and of itself. It's like everybody here is just gleefully ignoring the reality of the situation. Maria, thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for helping us through these situations. You are welcome. I never expected to fall in love with you so quickly. That's God. That's the divine saying, don't you want to be an adult? Don't you want to try? I miss our conversations in the sound of your voice. So this person's really missing you. They do think about it a lot. So the blessing that's coming in here is for some of you, this person's going to get over their shit. They're going to actually like leave this behind, and it's going to be real. And I feel like you're going to know that it's real, because this person would have to I feel like this person has to burn a bridge, to be honest. And that was always how it was going to work in this situation. They were either going to burn the bridge between the two of you, or they were going to burn the bridge between them and this nasty, controlling, codependent person that doesn't actually love them, just likes to control them. And I think lives and breathes to have control over people. That's what I'm kind of getting. Like, this person might fall ill and die if they can't control someone here. They have nothing else to live for, which is sad. But honestly, then I wonder what happens in the next life, then when they come back in, that tie's been broken, so they have to learn how to not control people. So yeah, I don't know. So it's either they're coming back, they're going to reignite things, they're going to be a grown up, And they're going to tell you like the message of love. They're going to tell you that this person said this or that because they were trying to control them. They're going to tell you that they didn't make a move towards you and that they listened to this person because they were weak and codependent and couldn't afford not to have this person's stamp of approval on them for whatever reason. Or you're going to realize that this person is a child and is never going to grow up and always makes empty promises and just doesn't have the stuff, and you're going to move away. And either way, the blessing is a new chapter and it's freedom. And I think whoever actually crosses their threshold moment, they have this like really unique, interesting future. So if you move away from this person, you might go down a completely different path than you ever thought you would. And that this person maybe thought that you were never going to move away. The reason they think that is because they don't have the stuff to move away. So they need to not project that outwards onto you. You're stronger than they are. Because at the very least, you're an adult energy. This person isn't. So either you're going to go do that or this person is going to go do that. Because this feels very traditional. Like there's the trappings of like, you do A, then you do B, then you do C. You know, there's no room for creativity here. Nobody cares what you want kind of a thing. Don't even ask yourself what you want because you're going to do what that lady tells you. Just like you did for the last 3 lifetimes is what I'm hearing. Yeah. So the blessing is freedom, liberation, being a starborn, going after something different, and just breaking these. This is a huge obstacle. This is like a huge tie that binds. And I feel like you're done waiting on this person. So good job. You're done waiting on them. They never change. They give you a lot of promises, but they never change. All right. That's what I have for pile number 3. I wish him the best and send him love, but I want that sickness in my life. Exactly. I feel like that's exactly the stance where you're like, this is deeply unfortunate, but it is a decision that you've made. Because I also feel, again, this person's in childish energy. So I feel like this person is like, well, you know, you left me. And it's like, I showed you the way out. You know, this person made the choice to put you in a position where you had no other choice but to leave without them because you waited for plenty long. Catherine, thank you so much for the super chat. Captain Kirk approve. Alex, hug Jess for me. Jess hugs Alex for me. Thank you both. We will hug each other in your name. Okay, so shall we move on to the general messages after I take a sip of water? Don't forget to like the live, peeps. Thanks, Nikki. Nikki said, I hope he follows me out and then goes the other way. Yeah, some of you are tired. All right, general. Alex and I have these like sausages for breakfast, and he was saying the other day, he's like, you just like to say sausage. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I would have different breakfast choices if it wasn't so fun to say. All right. Messages for the general. Oh my gosh, Luna is still over there. What a cutie. I've tried to get them to be up here, and they sleep up here all the time, but I don't think they like the lights and the sound and the noise. All right. Hit the emojis in a circle. All right. Spirit, generally speaking, what messages do you want to bring through for the people? What message? What message? What message? Okay, I just heard wisdom leads to contentment. What wisdom are you referring? Lynette, thank you so much for the super chat. You're an inspiration, girly. I love your vibe. Thank you. Okay, so wisdom. There's wisdom in protecting. Let me get another deck here, actually. Okay, let's clarify wisdom. Wisdom leads to contentment, but I also get the sense that like somebody here is looking at somebody being contented, and you're actually learning a lot, but just through like observing that person or observing some level of contentment, or even a group. Maybe this is people watching us. Because I did get this card come out here, this like Hypnos card, which to me, this is somebody kind of like sneaking around, you know, in the background. So somebody here could be maybe even observing us here as a group being contented or seeking out our own wisdom and our own contentment. And there's a lot that you're actually learning. Oh my gosh, High Priestess. Yo. Okay, so let's clarify this wisdom. Somebody here feels stuck and trapped only to look or only to observe in some kind of contented energy. But there's a lot more going on than that. This reminds me of hanged man energy, where it's like there's not nothing going on in the hanged man energy, right? Yeah, you're stuck and you feel stifled and you can't take active action. But that's okay. When like you slam on the brakes and like the seatbelt catches you, it feels like that. It's like, and it felt like the momentum was going forward, and then it's like you get like just held back and it's deeply uncomfortable. That's what I feel like has gone on here. And then somebody feels, I'm hearing like doomed to only watch. And I do feel like something here might be karmic for not taking action sooner, or like when you're supposed to. That's a part of it. Try not to focus on that, because even when karma comes in to put those restrictions, it's always for our highest and greatest good. Even if our ego doesn't understand it and it's like, well, I'd rather be over there at the ski club, having the party with the other people. It's like, yeah, you'd rather be over there. But the thing is, the exit to go over there was a couple miles back. You missed it. So that's why we've pulled over here at this lookout, so you can understand how the road goes. Like, it's always working out for our highest and greatest good. Try to focus on that. That is a skill in and of itself, I just heard. That is another, like, that right there, not to pat myself on the back, but if you need to, like, it's a good skill to just kind of say, okay, well, maybe I missed the boat over there, but I'm not going to focus on like the restriction and, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm being punished. Like, it might not be what you want, and you might be experiencing tension and friction, but there is some kind of learning. And I feel like that's the situation that you are in. There is some kind of learning. There is a wisdom that is being gained here. Because something here, maybe some of you might want to fight. For something, but then again, like, you're being held back. And in the silence, because whenever you put action into a space, you yourself are a factor in that space. But if you're not a factor in that space, then what you're doing is you're observing and you're getting a clear picture is what I'm getting. And so that you're getting a clear picture of some kind of contentment. Okay, and this is funny because I was like, what is this coming out for this contentment? And we have 5 of Pentacles come out for contentment. When in the history of tarot has anyone ever associated 5 of Pentacles energy with contentment? Although this can be a sanctuary card. So, but I feel like somebody here has found their contentment or their balance point, and it's through some kind of 5 of Pentacles energy. I just heard they're showing you how to do it. They're showing you how to do it. And this is one of those things that once you get it in your toolkit, you never don't have it in your toolkit. So you can meet any situation. This is the kind of thing that keeps on giving. This is a blessing that is bigger than just this one lifetime or this one experience. You see what I'm saying? It's like a higher lesson that you're trying to master here of like how to turn this 5 of Pentacles energy into genuine contentment. For some, this is like, can you be happy if you feel poor? Can you be healthy if you're poor? Like, the answer to that is yes. I mean, it might be harder, but there's kind of a way here. There's some, and with the snow, to me, that's always something is hidden beneath the surface, right? Because when snow covers the ground, you don't see what's underneath the snow. You don't know if there's a branch over there. You don't know if there's a rock over there, if somebody's driveway's over there. You don't know because it's covered by the snow. And, so there's something here that's very non-traditional, or they've had to go around, or somebody here didn't receive sanctuary. And then they've turned that into commitment, and they've done it through their action, and they've managed to end some kind of cycle. And because of that, they received support. Look at this. Oh my gosh, from the Jade Emperor, which the Jade Emperor, this is high vibrational energy. Again, this is like some kind of spirit guide. And I'm hearing jump and the net will be there. Ask and it will be given. It's that kind of energy, not in the foolish way of like, okay, well, Jess just said this and like, I haven't prepared a day in my life, but I'm going to leap because she said the net is going to be there. No, it's like this person did what they needed to do. They were left out in the cold. They had some kind of like lack energy. They were not given sanctuary when they should have been, like even karmically. People dropped their soul contracts with this person. People did not let them in. And then this person was like, well, I guess I got to find my hermit lamp. I know it's in here somewhere. And I'm going to find my way around, and I'm going to find my own sanctuary, or I'm going to be the sanctuary, because there's a child here, which could be inner child stuff, or this could be somebody had to be strong for a child, and they were put in these like kind of very stark circumstances, but then they had to like find their feet under them, and they have now mastered that energy, or they are mastering that energy, and that's like leading to some kind of contentment. And seeing this, observing this, not interacting with it, but observing this is teaching you something. It's leveling you up in terms of wisdom. You're learning something that you didn't know before. And for some of you, to be honest, I don't know which way this energy goes. I think for most of you, you're probably this 5 of Pentacles person. But if you are this other person and you are kind of like watching this and it's making you want to like fight, instead discover something here. and learn and look at this person that, because for some of you, you were supposed to be a part of this sanctuary that was given. You were supposed to reveal something that was under the snow, or just shout out there, like, there's a branch over there, like, go the other way. There's, I think, a lot of people that might have even let this person down, or more than one person. And so they were like, you know what? No. And they've just moved on. But there is a lot that you're learning. I just heard you're leveling up in such a huge way by simply learning how to receive information. Okay, because this, if you're getting anxious, or if you're like, I want to like all over this person, instead of, this is teaching you not to be in the active mode. The time for the active mode was in the past when this person was here. Now it's time to be in the receptive mode and to discover this. And also Maui is interesting because, Maui stole the heart from Te Fiti. He did that because he wanted the love and the praise from the people. And he has to put it back, And so I feel like this person's discovering, somebody here's discovering how their own actions have led to possibly this war energy, because Te Fiti becomes Te Kal, right? And in spirituality, it is taught that the feminine is always dual. The feminine has that like Kali side that will just eat you and wear your skull around her neck and wade through a river of blood singing, like that is like the feminine energy. That's a part of the feminine energy. So I feel like somebody here is like discovering their part in this, like creating this like warlike energy, because I feel like somebody here was here and there could have been a kind word spoken. There could have been a hand outreached. There could have been a blanket given, an offer to come inside. There could have been a declaration of what was underneath that snow. There could have been a lot of things here. And I don't think there was. And so this person has now found their own contentment, and now they're teaching you something. They're in the giving position, and somebody here is learning a lot from that in this like wisdom. And I feel like there is sadness, and Thoth to me is sometimes somebody who I feel like is in a negative relationship and is not happy and is like maybe emasculated. But if this is a female, then like feeling disempowered or something here. There's some kind of karmic movement. And it could be because this person who is experiencing contentment was in this position in the past. They were the one experiencing that, like, well, I think in the past, whoever this was that was experiencing this contentment now was impotent in some way. They were powerless to like do something in the situation because they didn't have the keys to the building. They didn't have authority in the building. Maybe they didn't know anybody or something here like that. They couldn't do anything. And this was like very karmic. This to me feels very karmic. And I'm actually seeing in Beauty and the Beast, the enchanted Agatha, where it's like dun 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 dun, where it's like she showed up with the rose, and then like he slammed the door, and then she turned into a beautiful enchantress, and and it was like, oh, you were rude, and he's like, I'll do anything now that I'm a beautiful enchantress. Now that I have power to curse you or defend myself, that's the only thing that you respect. So this is a lesson learned here, a wisdom of I just heard, what if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Just a stranger on a bus trying to make their way home. Tarot and a song. Look at you. So yeah. There's a lot being learned here. There's a lot to be gained. There's a lot to be leveled up. You're also, I don't know, you switch the energies. If not, if you're this contented person, then somebody here is looking at you. They're watching you and they're like helpless. But this could also be somebody that only values the masculine principle, the active side of things. It's only valuable if I'm taking some kind of action. That's the only way that I know myself in the world. For some, the only way this person learns is through action. So this could be somebody that just throws themselves into the fire, and they make stupid mistakes or they make impulsive mistakes. Although I don't think they did anything here when you were in this position, so weird. Yeah, so they are now learning how to be in the receptive mode, the eyes are like absorbing things, how to listen with your eyes, how to listen with your heart, how to absorb information without injecting yourself. This also reminds me of like the Hawthorne effect, where people behave differently. Okay, this is another thing. People behave differently if they know they're being observed. So you are potentially being gifted an opportunity to observe, or again, flip these energies. Somebody's being gifted the ability to observe you. I just kind of got the spooks because obviously I'm on a platform, so I don't know who's observing me out there. I know there's a lot of people, but I don't know. I guess you never know who's watching you on the internet, but it's like, The Hawthorne effect is like when somebody knows that they're being observed, they behave differently than if they don't think that they are being observed. And so you're being told that there's a benefit from you not putting your energy in the mix and you just observing and you seeing somebody, like you seeing the truth. And it's not, because this war energy too, which you might feel like is the way to deal with something, this like flicky in the face. Okay, well, that's gonna, now your energy's in the mix. And you need to learn that there's a different way of responding, of not putting your energy, because it changes the dynamics, it changes the energy. And this feels karmic. This feels like you're gonna create an enemy. You don't have to create, like I'm hearing, why have enemies when you can have friends? Like, I think you're meant to instead of just getting angry and getting defensive or needing to bum rush in and take some kind of action, needing to put yourself into this space. Instead, hang back, listen, observe, be calm, be thoughtful, be measured. Try to learn something in the situation. I just heard, what is your highest goal in this situation? It's you want to affect this person. That's what it is. Well, now I feel like the time for that is past. I think you were given a chance, like where that would have been karmically appropriate and it would have even been helpful to this person. Now it's something different. Now the highest goal is for you to learn something, for you to be in the shushy seat, and for you to actually learn something by observing this person or whatever this is. Maybe this is us being happy and contented and like going after wisdom. Some of you I don't presume to know who is watching, and that's up to spirit to manage, frankly. And I don't know why, whatever people need to see. I kind of get the sense, because I just saw this Rhiannon card. Some of you could have tried to outcast this person. There was a self-absorption that you could have projected outwards onto this person, but it was never in them. It was potentially in you, or I'm thinking back to pile number 1, I think it was, with like that negative group. And now look, and this is giving the Enchantress from Beauty and the Beast, because Valkyries decide who live and die on the battlefield. And then boom, all of a sudden this person's much bigger than you know. Shouldn't have been messing. That's what it is. You shouldn't have been messing. You didn't know who you were messing with. That's why this is your karmic lesson. Listen with your eyes, listen with your ears. You should have known. There should have been something here that put a stop to it. Either a morality that you have. That's another thing from Emma. So Emma with Miss Bates, the person who is poor, right? But she's ridiculous. She even says to Mr. Knightley, she says, you have to admit that what is good and what is ridiculous is most unfortunately blended in her. And he says, I do admit that. And if she were rich, I would not quarrel with you for matters of manners, but she is poor. He's like, how can you be so unfeeling? And the other thing is, he says, you did it at the pride of the moment and in front of her niece and in front of everybody, many of which their treatment of her is entirely guided by your treatment of her. It was badly done indeed. And he had the gall to scold her, because Emma is high-ranking society. There's not a lot of people who could check her. And he was like, I'm not just going to sit by while you're an absolute asshole to people. No, you shouldn't do that. You should know better. And Emma is a complicated character. She's not just a spoiled brat. She actually does care about being a good person, which is why it does affect her so much. She knows that she did wrong by Miss Bates. So I think for some of you could have sat by while this person was outcasted, because I keep hearing that, many of which are entirely guided by your treatment of her. So you had some kind of like social power or something, and you could have stopped it, or you could have whatever. This person is the Enchantress. They went from the meager this to the big this. This to me reads karmic test. But so that's why there's a karmic lesson being learned here, not to judge a book by its cover. There could have been something in place that prevented this from occurring, whether it's a morality. I absolutely refuse to treat people like they are garbage, because they are not. Every single person was created by hand, by God, on purpose, for a reason. And I am always going to try to find that and acknowledge that. Something here like that. Or it could have been something that you noticed about this person where actually you did know that they were much more than they were like coming across as. Something should have occurred in that space, and it did not, because there was a self-absorption here. You were either listening to somebody self-absorbed, or you were actually the person that was self-absorbed, and you were projecting that out onto this person because you just needed a reason to hate them so that you could fit in, so that you didn't have to think of the morality of what you were doing. Or for a lot of you, because I read your cards, I know that this is like a flipped energy. There's a wisdom being gained here. It's uncomfortable. Your ego doesn't like it. You are certainly not in a superior position, but it's good for you to realize that. So sorry if that was like a bit harsh, but again, this is what we do here. And this is why a lot of us, like, we're looking for our contentment, we're looking for our wisdom. This is what shadow work is. It's being able to admit when you were wrong and being able to identify the skill that you were lacking in the past that led you to mistreating somebody. Because Emma starts crying and she goes back home to her father and she's like, I've been cold and unfeeling and ungrateful. And she's owning all of that and she's grieving it. And she brings a nice goose over to Miss Bates later on that afternoon to try to make it right, to try to start a repair movement. And I feel like for a lot of you, that's what's going on. But this repair movement starts first and foremost within yourself, in this kind of the seatbelt kind of, because this feels like you were moving forward and then something was just like, and it's in this observer energy. And that is a more feminine energy, to be in the receptive absorption kind of mode and seeing the value in that of, I just heard keeping your mouth closed so that you can actually observe. Maybe that's what went wrong. Maybe it was just a lot of talking and not a lot of observing. You know, I hope this doesn't feel like I'm roasting you, but I just heard that quote that says, a hollow drum clangs the loudest. So I feel like you were either taken in by somebody who is just a hollow drum. This person doesn't stop speaking long enough to actually garner wisdom, to actually observe something worth observing, to actually absorb knowledge or a perspective worth having, but they don't shut up. Never listen to a person like that. That person is self-absorbed, and certainly do not be a person like that. And I feel like that's what you are looking at, because it could have been that this person over here was just quiet. Well, they're quiet because they're observing. This person won't offer their opinion unless they have an opinion worth sharing, unless they've researched something, unless they've actually observed something. Whoever this person was in the past, they just vomit nonsense because they're just trying to suck up all the air in the room, or they're trying to manufacture some kind of sociability or some kind of importance or something. It's just low vibrational. It's not respectable, you know? And so I feel like either you participated in that and you are realizing that and you're coming back. Don't bravado up. This is break this cycle. Don't bravado up. If there's nothing, it's okay to not be proud of the way that you behaved. As a matter of fact, it shows wisdom. It shows wisdom to say, I'm really not proud of the person that I was in the past. So why would I have an argument with you when I'm on the wrong side of it? Why have friends when you can have, or why have enemies when you can have friends? There was some kind of influence around you in the past that was like, why have friends when you can have enemies? Isn't it dramatic to have enemies? Doesn't it give you purpose to have an enemy to vanquish? And it's like, or we can all try to cooperate and like find our traction and where we can hold ourselves back and where we should. You really only have power over yourself, right? So there's something here that you need to learn. You would be absolutely foolish. You would be absolutely in the wrong if you came bum rushing towards this person with all bravado, not a perspective worth having, and just spouting stuff because you want to win. That is no definition of winning. And I feel like that's what this person or this group, whatever it is that you're observing, that's what they know. That is not the definition of a win, even if you manage to shut this person down. Because they would not be shut down out of a respect or an admiration for you or your argument. Mr. Knightley and Emma, he says, forgive me for I've been so much overpowered, before he leaves the room, because Emma basically says that he's ugly. So you'll forgive me having been so much overpowered. He's just done with it. Obviously, this conversation is broken down. He's just going to leave the room because he's observed something about her. You know, that's what this person knows. So I feel like somebody here it's okay to feel ashamed about the way that you have responded in the past. But it's important that you are in an observational mode. It's also important that you cut ties with people who behave in the way that I just described. You don't put them on a pedestal, that you do not respect or admire that kind of a person. I feel like it's con artistry. Don't pattern yourself after that person. And that's the way that you can kind of start to balance out the karmas. And then when you have mastered that, will be an appropriate time for you to have a conversation with this other person that you want to make right with. But you've got to change on the inside first. And I think for some of you, it's you being put in a position where now the shoe is on the other foot and you know what it feels like to need help or to need assistance or to need to be brought into the warmth and to not have that done for you. You have to experience that, you know? And that is a part of a corrective measure. So for some of you, you've actually prayed for a corrective measure in some aspect of your life, whether it's with this person or whether it's towards somebody else. And this is the answer to your prayer. You need to understand them. You need to learn this lesson. You need to experience it. And you need to shushi. Okay. Damn, that's going to be a long time, that change. You know, I was thinking about this the other day because you guys know that I just get very frustrated with life, okay? I can be very impatient. And to me, I go back and forth. Like, I know that life's experiential and everything, but I just want everything to happen now. I just think that whatever. I've been getting like, see how I'm just like, whatever. I've been getting a lot of the answers to my questions, but I just don't like them, you know? And I realize that a lot of things just take a long time. And I don't like that answer. Anyway, that was a long one. And look, I just saw her peeking out under the blindfold, and I heard Justice had an eye on you or something. Somebody here had an eye on something here. Like, you might have thought that there was some kind of secret, but it was never a secret because Justice was watching and protecting this person. All right. That was a lot. I know for a lot of you that energy is switched, but I also think sometimes it's healing and cathartic to just hear someone come out to bat for you. Especially if that was your situation where you were left out in the cold. I think it can be so healing to hear like somebody with the perspective that's like, absolutely not, no. Like, you know, and just like have that person come out and just really mean it and really what it should have looked like, you know, if somebody kind of came out to bat. Like, we don't speak about people like that. And actually, if you don't have an opinion worth sharing, I'm gonna need you to shush it. Nobody wants to hear you because it's annoying. You're annoying. You're annoying to like whoever this was that was just this empty drum, self-absorbed, trying to say that you are, probably because you are Aphrodite. You're, you know, Venus. And you don't put up with shit. And when people who don't like to look at themselves, when they are up against somebody that is strong, does take accountability, builds things for themselves, but also does not take shit, when that person cuts them off or doesn't or rejects them in some way, their stock goes down, doesn't it? Well, they can't have that. So that's why they start spouting bullshit. And that's all that is. They're not to be taken seriously. They're not serious people. Ugh. All right. Okay. Yeah, they're not like us, but they need us to participate. That's really what they need. They need your participation. They need your attention in order to validate the things that they're saying. When it would be best, there's this old time movie where I can't remember. It's a jury movie. They're trying to convict this guy. All these guys are sitting around this table. And this man starts spouting the most like racist, classist bullshit. Because it was this man from a poor neighborhood. He's just a poor boy from a poor family. And he was clearly being framed for some kind of crime. And everybody was like pretty sure that he was being framed or like innocent or, you know. But this one guy was like, I mean, they're all just rotten. They don't know this and they don't know that. And none of those men said a word to that man. One guy just got up, turned his back, faced the wall. Then another guy got up, turned his back and faced the wall. It was like, I'm not even conversating with this. They all did it. And he was like trying to convince them. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I do not listen to horse shit. I just refuse. It's beneath me. You're beneath me. You're sick. You need to go change yourself and stop taking it out on this other person. None of us are going to stand for it. None of us think you're cool. This is not a way to behave. Society makes it cool for people to be jerks, and it's just not. Okay. I dissent. Yes, I dissent. It's just by not being around that person, just refusing to have that kind of person in your inner circle. It's beneath you. It is beneath you. And that person needs to go somewhere and get right with Jesus or get right with themselves or whatever. Anyways, I digress. Let me just put some gloss on and then we can talk for a second about candles for those of you who are sticking around. Because I got some new flavors. Or not flavors, don't eat them. Okay. Let me make my pitch to you guys, but I want to look fancy while I do it. Okay, I think I said this before, but tomorrow on Patreon, we're going to do a live stream. Even though it's not the first of the month, because I feel like I said that in pile number 1, but in case people didn't choose pile number 1 or they're just joining us, we actually have a very juicy December on Patreon. We already did our live stream, which is What Can They See That You Can't? That was a really interesting one. Tomorrow, we're going to do the non-romance one, which is Debrief the Year with Your Guides. I just felt that was better to do in a live stream form. And then the one after that is Who Wants to Stuff Your Stocking? And I haven't decided if we're going to do live stream or not with that one. We're just going to have to see. I've been working through personal readings. A lot of those have been going out. And I've been working through them kind of slowly because it is the holiday season and more people did sign up for the readings and have 2 questions than I anticipated. So I'm trying to take care of my energy and move through so that everybody gets a quality reading. Okay, yeah. So, okay, I showed you guys the hoodie. So that is there. It's on the shelf. And then for 9 Woods, we ship to US, Canada, and the UK. More Europe soon. And suggestions for other countries, please. So if you want to let Alex know where you guys are mostly at. I know we have a lot of people from India. And, okay, so if you want to be shipped to, especially if you're on Patreon, maybe we can create a post for people to like respond to in the comments, like where they want shipped to. I vote you do a whole reading as a British woman. The thing is, I can do an accent when I've heard the line several times before, somebody else saying it, but I'm terrible at accents. Alex always makes fun of my accents because I only have one accent and it's this mishmash conglomeration of all of them. Oh my God, Maya. Maya made a joke. I'm not going to say it, but it's funny. And if you're here with us on the live stream, this is one of the benefits. You should read the joke. It's in the comments. Okay. So, Everyday Magic is sold out for the rest of the year. We've got the updated line that's coming after the new year. We're just updating some of the spells that we're doing and like the routines that we have with the candles. And we are interested to know too about the black and the white vessels, like what people kind of like. We like both of them, but if you have a preference or anything like that. I know with the Protect candle, everybody wants the black in that, which makes sense. We have the winter scented candles. I'm actually really happy with the way these turned out. We have, let me just see. Okay. So the ones that we didn't have available last time are actually here and they're in. So we've got sugar plum. Hold on. I saw the hoodie up. We had the sugar plum. This one is so good. I don't even know how to describe it other than it does smell like a sugar plum. It's light. And you know what it kind of reminds me of? A little hint of, remember Love Spell from Victoria's Secret? It smells a little bit like that. A little bit. Smell it. No. He said no. Okay, Alex disagrees with me. But it has that kind of like fresh, juicy, almost romantic, uplifting kind of scent. It is a fruitier scent for those of you that like that. It's a sweet scent,
but it's not overly sweet, and it's not too fruity, and it's not too light and flowery and everything. It's a very
So the top notes are orange, lemon, raspberry, and plum. The middle notes are sugar, ginger, apple, cinnamon, and cranberry, and the bottom is allspice, nutmeg, clove, vanilla, and fir. But I don't even know if you can get the gist of it like that. It's really good. I was surprised how much I really liked this one. This is Alex's baby right here. So good. And the other one, and I don't have the bottle of it, but Sage Nick is now available. Sage Nick is surprisingly my favorite one. I don't know. They're all so good. But I didn't think that I was really going to like that one that much because we set out to do like a Christmassy incense kind of vibe. And basically the way I'm describing this is if you picture Santa Claus like as a meditating sage, that's what it smells like. It smells like peace to all, goodwill toward men. But it also smells to me a little bit like, when people do the pots on the stove with like the oranges and the cranberries and the cinnamon sticks and everything, it kind of smells like that too. It's very homey. It is surprisingly very Christmas. And it does to me smell almost like, I don't know, like classic Christmas, but like from back in the day. I'm trying to think of that movie. What's the other movie that I watch all the time now? Or I have in the background? Little Women. Yeah, the family from Little Women, the Marches, in their like little house. To me, I can smell, I imagine that that's what their house would smell like around Christmas time. That's another way that I think of it. But so Sage Nick is now available. Sugar Plum is available. Those are the 2 that we did not have available last week.
Well, the way that I have it on the listing for Sage Nick is if Santa, parentheses, Saint Nick, was a yogi, this is what their workshop at the North Pole would smell like. A delightfully cozy blend of spices and incense to warm your heart and elevate your practice through the cold winter months.
There you go. That's beautiful. Okay. There's a surprising amount of pictures of Santa Claus shirtless meditating. Like, people have thought about this. So it's a long-standing tradition in our species. Anyways, so I'll just show you the other ones that we've already kind of talked about. So we have peppermint cocoa. This is a classic. It smells good. It smells better. This one smells better like when it's actually burning. But it is that classic like peppermint cocoa kind of sweet, cozy kind of vibe. If you are like a chocolate lover kind of person, if you like that bitter chocolatey kind of like smell. The Xmas wreath. I've been burning this one like crazy, and that's why I was kind of like, is it my favorite though? Because this one's also really good. This one,
That's the one that you made.
yeah, this is the one that I made. But this one is really good. It smells so piney. This one's good for like all winter long, I think. And what I like to do, especially with the Christmas ones, is I like to have one going in the living room and one going in the kitchen. I like them to be different from each other because I like to create the ambiance. I like it to feel like maybe I did just trek through the forest and show up at Santa's workshop where they're having sugar plums. Like, that's what I like. So you could have one in the bathroom, one, just to create like the atmosphere. But this one does smell very like you're walking through a Christmas tree farm. It's like all winter long kind of a thing. So that's Christmas wreath. And let me just reach these. Midwinter Night. This is our first one that we ever did ever. This is such a classic, not just a Christmas scent or a Yule scent, but like an all winter scent. To me, it's very Scandinavian Christmas. The way I describe this one is being lost in a Scandinavian forest under an aurora borealis at Christmas time. It's magical. It's mystical. It is also got that heavy kind of piney scent, like woodsy scent, but it's also fresh, pepperminty. It feels like wandering through, like, this is what I imagine Anna smelled when she was like traipsing through the forests of Arendelle trying to find her magical sister, if I had to encapsulate that. No affiliation with Disney whatsoever. Okay, and then Mama's House. This one we have all year long. This is my favorite for all year long. It's a really homey scent. It's my mother-in-law's favorite too. And it just smells like cookies baking. And I like this one when it's lit as well. It's so lit. This scent is so lit. No, but it's just warm. It's cozy. It's that feeling you get when you go home for the holidays and things are baking and it's warm and there's life and there's hustle and bustle, but it's cozy and it's calm and there's really no expectations of you. Like that song Back Home Baller on SNL. Not the vibe of the song, but like, they wait on me like I'm sickly. That's a life of a back home baller. It feels like mom's waiting on you, like bringing out a cookie and a cocoa. You can have the cookies and the cocoa. But yeah, so that's our Christmas like / winter lineup. If you want to buy like a flight of them, I think we have some on sale that way, don't we, Boo?
What's that?
Like they can buy 3 of them for something, or is there a sale on that or no? Okay, never mind. There's not. But you can get. Oh well, there's the free shipping. If you spend over a certain amount. So you can pack up for winter with the ones that you like. But yeah, beautiful scents, so Venus. Yay. Honestly, it's so good. And yeah, and some people are asking about the candles. So we try to these are the cleanest candles on the market that we could even think to make. We use these ourselves. I'm really big with like cleanliness. So these are 100% additive free. So a lot of times, even when a candle says that it's 100% soy wax, there's been additives added to the soy wax, not different kinds of waxes, because that's what they mean by 100% soy wax. It means that they didn't cut it with paraffin wax or any other kind of wax. But there's a lot of times, additives added in it. So sometimes you can see that our candles are not like necessarily perfectly, the wax sometimes has some imperfections in it, but that's because there's no additives in the wax. So you can trust that when you're burning it, you're not also burning those additives off. Our soy wax is very well sourced. It is sustainably sourced. We use the cleanest scents on the market, and it is handmade in small batches. We also use clean wicks as well, because a wick in a candle is something that is not necessarily disclosed about. It's an easy way to cut corners if you are making candles, and a lot of times they can have metal, like some metals that are like kind of in there that are burned off. So we do our best to source the highest quality things that we can find. Is something that's important to us, but it does make our candles a little bit pricier. And also another quality that our candles have is this is paper. The label that we have on there, it's paper, which is more sustainable. And we've got this tape here on the back that you can just remove. So you don't have to have the label on it. You can keep it, like we just fold it up. You can keep it under it if you want to reference it. But that way, this fits nicely in your decor because we've got this beautiful little apothecary jar with this nice like lid here. You can reuse this for, storage or things, and it looks really nice. It just, to me, it looks like a lady's like cream or something, like on her vanity or something like that. So it just, I don't know. I think it's really nice and classic and feminine. And we put a lot of thought into these. And I don't know. I'm really proud of these. And I've always wanted to have things that I'm proud of, that I don't just want to like sell something to sell something. I am a candle girly. I use candles, like the everyday magic candles. That's originally what started this. It's because I use a lot of candles and I wanted it to be a certain way. And so we started doing that. And then I wanted to do the scents a certain way too. And all of this is just kind of unfolded from there. And yeah, so that is that. I'm too poor to take a chance on a scent that I might not love. I understand that. You can't use soy candles. Yeah. Well, and of course, like make decisions for yourself. If this is something you can get down with, then I appreciate it. Oh, interesting. Okay, wait. Alex, did you read this? Because Catherine said, Jess, you need a donation fund for those who haven't the change at the moment, members or whatever. And then Alex, you can like figure out who can get those candles, or like I could probably put together a lottery or something. Okay, I don't know how we would collect the money for that. Like when people are donating for that, maybe they can just say like what it's for if they want it to go to the candle fund.
Create a lottery system where people can basically.
That is such a good idea. Catherine is such a giving spirit. Catherine, I feel like God chose well in giving you money because you are so generous with it. Actually, there's so many people that have been so generous with me. The Bayou, Heather, so many people. This is a very giving community. And I just want to say this. I hope this doesn't come off like cheesy or weird, but I was saying to Alex how grateful I do feel because I don't think that I've ever seen like a tarot community as giving as this one. And I mean that in terms of energy and kindness, but also like you guys give me a lot of like donations and a lot of support and a lot of love. And I just feel very grateful. I've seen that on the bigger channels. Like I've seen that on like Tyler's Tarot and stuff, but I don't know. I just think that's really great. And just the fact that like this is a group that comes up with those ideas. Catherine's like, I would love to donate some candles to people if we make that available. That's beautiful. So, I'm reading through the candle descriptions and I just wanted to say that some of them make me giggle. I'm so glad. I'm so happy my super chat started finally working. And don't ever feel guilted into like sharing or anything like that. I'm just saying genuinely, I'm very grateful. And it's something that I could not have even like planned for or anything like that. So, all right. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Okay. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you for showing up to this live stream that we do every single week. If you're a patron, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live stream. Don't forget to live stream tomorrow. And we have candles, and I think that's all. And I got these hoodies, and I just realized all of a sudden we got a lot of products. Anyways, that's what I have. I'm gonna go eat something. I hope that you guys are eating something too. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.